Trump and Zelensky deal collapses after historic clash. Okay, but sounds like they're running now. Sound check 1, 2.
Yeah, you need birds.
You need a bird side. Well, that's enough for me. All right, hey, first of all, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Dash. I'll give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS. Shalom out there to the hopeful, expectation of truth, and all sincerity, man. Yeah, another week in Babylon, man. You know, things ever interesting, ever exciting, right? You were just discussing about the whole Trump and Zelensky show, call it a show, right? And you know the political suicide was going on. But you can see, you know, how Trump comes across, right? He's more stout. He proud as hell. He doesn't even matter who says anything factual. He can just say what he wants, and people just have to eat it because he's the one in power. You know, he expects people to bow to him. You know, if they don't not in agreement with him, like he could just cast them aside because America don't need these other nations like that because they're gonna come and work with them anyway because they need them. That's why America is so important. That's why America is that great nation upon the earth, man. The golden city. You know, yeah, God, yeah.
This is Daniel 7:20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other one which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellow.
Right? This is representative of Trump, this little horn that's come up out of these other nations that have ruled and had power before. This little horn came out of Britain, right, and became the leader of the world. You know, especially after World War II and all that kind of business, because America was really put on the pedestal at that point. But they were the only ones that weren't really affected by the war like that. Where Europe was, you know, putting together all the pieces, you know, all the broken pieces back together again. And Europe has never been the same since.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And now they're just on the string of America. But this is why it's that America's that whore that sits upon the beast. You know, NATO, the EU is that beast that America sits on. It wields, you know, it controls. Right? It's master. Yeah. It's one that holds the leash.
Yeah. America's Daenerys.
yeah.
Riding a dragon.
Queen of dragons.
It's
right?
Like, you go here, blow there.
And say America fully knows his position in the world. And this is why, you know, in prophecy we know that this America is that nation of great judgment, man. It's that main pinnacle nation on the planet. Because every time Israel's been in captivity, it was under a particular nation, right? And that nation happened to be the ruler of the world at that time, or the known world, you know, the provinces that they were ruling over, right? And judgment always came upon those nations. So in that captivity, who were we under ultimately? America. You know, yeah, we were scattered in different places now, but who's the ruler of all these nations? America, right? So this is the American captivity, i.e., the new Babylon captivity, the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, because like the elder was going into, yeah, you may be like, oh, but Jake's are in say this particular part of the world, but ultimately, like all of these different nations are just vassals of the American empire.
They all bow, man.
All bow.
You know, or you can say, oh yeah, but China's resistant. Yeah, but China's in bed with America, bro.
Hella in bed.
They in bed with America, man. They want America to be around.
Yeah.
Because they want to get information. They want to get good. They want to sell their goods to them, and because otherwise China would never be what it was, or where it is now without American, you know, America's involvement.
Yeah, because like
same as any other nation that's come up the ranks, so to speak, it wouldn't have been nothing otherwise.
Exactly. When you look at like how when you get like the uber wealthy, you know, Moabs, what do? They go to America for university. They go to England for university, right? When they want to wield and spend their wealth, they're going to the West, man. Right?
That's why. Because what's the greatest degrees you can get from Harvard, from Oxford? These different types of places. It ain't fucking China.
Exactly.
You know, these different places.
And,
you know,
and that's part of the Edomite way, because your education back there may have been better than over here, but they don't matter. It's like, no, we make the rules. Yeah. If we're gonna recognize your shit, we will. Yeah. Otherwise, it's peak for you, isn't it?
That's right. And like, you know, these other nations are like what, you know, Jake superstars are to the elites. Right? They're just welfare cases in a lot of senses, man. They're getting paid comes off the table, and they don't really have the might, the power that these that the elites have. They don't control nothing. America can control shit. That's why man is slapping tariffs on people and shit. You know? And what's China gonna do? Oh, we're gonna slap some tariffs on this. Like, America gives a shit.
Exactly.
You know, yeah, you're gonna affect the people of America, but like America don't care, Trump don't care, these don't care. You know? You know what else?
Yeah, because you said crumbs off the table.
Yeah.
Says Luke 16 from 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fed sumptuously every day. Right, representing Esau, beginning with his elites, man. Right, and the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the Gettys, and stuff like that. Right, because what I was thinking about this earlier on. You know, one of the things that we do is we'll name you. Right, we ain't like Alex the fake Jones that's really a CIA agent. Right, that's gonna be like the globalist but never name you people. Now
Yeah.
we'll name who
You know, he's been to the Grove, right?
exactly.
He's met the people, shook hands with them, probably.
Exactly.
He's done all this shit.
And then they were like, "Yo, okay, so Alex, yo, go get this camera, like, go over there, make it seem like you haven't been here all this time." Okay. Verse 20 it says, "And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores." Right, and that represents us. Okay. It says, "And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table." Right.
But that's all we can get from this world.
Yep.
All we can get is the crumbs. Because we're so far down in society, all we can do is beg in this world. And this is why Jay is continuously complaining, because we're not getting a fair slice of what's going on in this place. Because nothing's equal in this world. As much as Esau puts that mantra out there, that we're trying to work in an equal society. It's not nowhere near equal. Because the elites are so far beyond anybody else.
Exactly.
And they're not prepared to share.
Exactly.
They're not sharing. Scripture tells you that they've got more than heart could wish. They're not prepared to share. So how is this? They want more, right? So how is this equal? How is this even fair in that sense, right? So all we get is crumbs.
And it goes on to say, "Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores." Right, and that was the thing, because you've got these other heathen nations that are in bed with America, right? They basically that's just it, man. Jake is at the bottom. These other nations are in this, in the positions that they're in, almost reported to the Edomite. Almost.
They get benefit of our downfall.
Exactly.
Like, they open, the shops and
Exactly.
our neighbors.
Yeah, and that's why, once again, when America is dissolved, once America is dissolved, right, these are heathen nations, they're going to be in subjection too. Right, when the Edomite goes down, these other heathen nations, they're going to, because they've had an active hand, right, in keeping our people down. Okay, and all throughout history, right, we've had we've been under your hands, these different heathens, man.
That's right. I'm trying, yeah, you probably know where the scripture was talking about how Moab has come like Babylon type. I can't remember how it's worded.
Oh, find it.
Yeah, you grab that for a minute. Go on.
So book of Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
Right, that's what they were doing. They're committing fornication from America. They want to get the goodies from America. They want to get wealthy from America, right? And so they'll put aside differences in politics, in religion, or whatever the case may be, just so they can get richer from America. So they're prepared to sell themselves out, basically, to get that money, get the honey pot.
Delicious with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right, so they're not going to be particularly happy. China doesn't want to destroy America. No. Like, they might want to be the next superpower, yeah, sure, but they don't want America to go away, because America's a massive market for them. And like I said, without America, China would never become what it has become, And so they need America, just like the much of the rest of the world does. If America's economy goes down, everyone's fucked.
Yeah,
like major.
Yeah. That's what we're speaking about before the camera turned on. Ultimately, when we look at innovation, you may have countries in Europe, or rather businesses that are in Europe, that will try to innovate, but when they actually want to go to the next level, they've got no choice but to go to America. Right? And when you look at certain governmental policies, it's almost as if like they're being forced to. Like, I think it's like Sweden or Norway, one of the Nordic countries. They've got they basically are doing this whole taxing unrealized gains thing. So if you're a businessman, you're like, why the hell am I going to set up shop here? Okay, and everyone knows you get a piece of that American market, man. You're doing good.
That's right, and everyone knows, man. Like China, a lot of talk about China recently because of what they're producing right now, right? But the only thing about China is the reason why it's even in the talking is because they can do it cheaper, right? They can do everything America do, but cheaper right now because they've got a bigger slave economy
Exactly.
than America does right now.
Exactly.
You know, and so they could manufacture all these things for cheaper. You know, because they ain't got overhead costs like America do. Right? That's why America want to outsource their shit. Right? Because they save money, and in turn build that economy.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why China's grown to the level it has done. You know, because like I said, you know, they got a slave labor economy over there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and how do you think we're gonna build up Israel? Same way. How do you think Esau built up America? Same way. Like by way of like slavery. Moab just can't win because they did it to their own people. Like,
China could do it cheaper.
Yeah.
China could do it faster.
yeah.
Because the men have got slaves, bro. They got tons of slaves.
Yeah.
So they were working, you know, pennies on a dime type stuff. And so they can just, you know, churn out loads of stuff, man. And now even the technology, because where they get the technology from?
Yeah.
America, right? But they're able to do it better
Mm.
just because it's cheaper to do, and they, you know, the resources they got, you know, the resources to do it. You know.
Standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, Alas, 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 that great seat, Babylon, that might sit.
So question, right? Babylon, we know, is in that region of Iraq, right? Babylon is Iraq, right? Is that a great city? It's in ruins, right? Why not taking all kind of wrecks from that place, right? It's done, right? So what great city is he talking about? It can't be talking about the same Babylon. There's no possible way. Babylon's already been destroyed at this point. This is in the time of John. You know, the Romans were in all this shit. Babylon was a long time ago. So who is it talking about? It's basically talking about whoever that great city is, right? In this modern time that we're living in. And it don't take long to really marry it up to who that is, right? Babylon the Great is America. Okay. Yep.
That might sit, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
So there's a judgment. There's a judgment coming to America, man. Even Zelensky said you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, they prophesied against you, man.
You're gonna feel it. Yeah, you're gonna feel the fire, man. You're gonna feel that burn, right? Little does he know, that's what's gonna happen for real.
Mhm.
You know, and Trump was like, "Don't tell us what we're gonna feel. Don't dictate to us." But you're gonna feel it because the Most High dictating to you, man. You know.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore.
Right, so it's not going to be a good time. As much as people are really pissed off America and like hate America because of how they're behaving and stuff, man. That's not the ideal situation for them, you know. Because like I said, a lot of the world depends on America, right? And so without it, everybody's worse off, right? By quite a large, you know, degree, right? So they're not going to be particularly happy when it goes down, you know. Otherwise, other than that, it's just a fucking great shock, you know. But commercially or economically, it's a bad thing for them, obviously. You know?
Yeah.
Pretty more that was it.
Yeah.
With AI ain't coming up with nothing either.
Nah, no.
There's a scripture that speaks about how Moab has become like
Washing pot.
no, not the washpot one, but it's come like I can't remember the word. I'm not sure if it has Babylon in it, but they've become like people that they served under. I can't remember how it's worded. Brothers will know in the chat, man. You brothers post it up, maybe. We'll get it. But yeah, but basically, China's, you know, kind of image itself of America, man. It's basically what the script goes into, basically, right? So even though they're communists and all this kind of stuff, man, really, they got an elite just like
Exactly.
you know these men got elites. You know what I'm saying? And all they really care about is the elites. They're people they couldn't give a shit about. That's how it works. No matter what terms you put on communists and all this, it doesn't really matter. Democratic, whatever.
Yeah.
There's an elite class in all these nations that they only care about themselves.
Well, in like Korea, right? When you talk about Samsung, that's a family, right? That is the fact. That is a
Pretty much
family.
owns South Korea.
Yeah, they pretty much own South Korea. I think the term is chaebols, right? Which is why it's like when you see certain of the past political things that have happened, this is kind of like it's just pretty much the same thing that happens in America, where you got people that are, you know, heads of certain companies, and then they'll have a certain, you know, do a certain nudge, and then guess what? Its laws get changed, and etc. 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 Okay, so it's like, as Bob Elder's going into that, these things happen all over the world. In Nigeria, it may be a shell, you know, or you know, one of the people, you know, one of the Nigerians that work for
Puppets.
one of the puppets that work, you know, for the oil and gas industry and stuff like that. It's the same thing everywhere.
And that's why they'll all be upset once America goes down, because that line of income is cut off.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, China's become like America. They've basically sold out just to get that money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I said, they don't really care about their people. They don't really care about, you know, whatever religion or, you know, whatever these countries are supposed to be following. But it's all about that money at the end of the day, right? And so,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why China has a lot of visa free stuff now, right? Because that's the same model. They want people to be coming in and, you know, trying to. But as people come in, guess what? You have to then start what's the word? Acclimatizing to how those people are, which is basically the white man, Esau.
Yeah.
Same thing happens in Dubai.
you got to do the white man's business, man.
Yeah, it's like in Dubai, you got whole areas where shit that's not actually legal in the rest of the country just gets winked at, right? But that's part of that getting in bed with the you know, with America.
That's right. So yeah, so China's not really, you know, it was never going to be, you know, this is the end.
You know, so,
Esau is the end of the world, right? So China ain't got no place in the world after this. There's no place for them. There's no vacuum for them to fill, because it's going to be filled by Yahweh Shai,
Mhm.
right, and the nation of Israel, right? So you know they eyeing up the next, because they see America. Everyone see America's
Yeah.
weakening, and then so they eyeing up to take this place. But like I said, you sold that to, you know, to get in your position, because you're doing the exact same things that America has done to get in the position of power that you're into, slavery,
Yeah.
you know, but you with your own people, you know, because what it takes is free labor. That's what you need, right? That's how all these great nations became great, because they built up slavery,
Mhm.
you know. And so China is doing the same thing. They're bringing in all this racket, you know, this kooky shit, you know, different rights and that for different people and that kind of stuff. So they're slowly changing it into America, man.
Basically, yeah. And then these when you're talking about, say, BRICS or whatever, when they're going into those different countries, they're basically doing the same shit the Edomite was doing, man. Like same way you I think it was in Nigeria or Ghana, where there was like a school for Chinese kids, and only the Chinese people could go to that school. In Nigeria or Ghana, one of them places there, basically in the land, you know, the land of so-called Africa. It's exactly the same thing that the Edomite did in his conquests. Okay.
Yep. That was it. You got nothing else?
Yeah, that was
No. All right, let me grab this. Revelation chapter 17, verse 1, right? And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Right? Because like I said, you know, the whole America is in control. Right? It's an oppressive force in the nation. It calls the shots. You know, the waters represents the peoples, the nations, okay, that America sits upon or has rule over. Right? It says with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, which we're going into, right? And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of fornication, right? Because everyone's been affected by this American
way.
Yeah, these American philosophies and doctrines, man. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like where you go, you're gonna find the influence of America there.
The number one thing is the business suits. The number one example.
Businesses, corporations,
Corporations, yeah.
certain philosophies and ideologies, and that,
Yeah.
you know, it's all been because you know to be on business terms, they gotta conform to certain things,
Mhm.
you know, and so they learn English. You know what I mean? They have to do all these things, right, in order to do business with them, to be able to earn that peso,
Basically.
you know, and so they're having to conform basically to the will or bend to the will of the harlot. Okay. So he carried verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Right. This represents NATO and the EU. Right. And right now, there's you know the relationship between the whore and that beast is becoming very tense.
Mm.
You know, because there are differences or different opinions amongst the bloc and America, right? Especially now Trump's back in power, things are not really.
He's the guy, man.
He's the guy. He's got to be the
He's
guy.
got to
Right?
be the guy.
He's got to be Emperor Nero.
Emperor Nero.
He's got to be the
man.
guy. And you, I think you can use that
Yeah, the
picture
picture of the newspaper.
in the newspaper in the Roman statue
format, yeah.
You know, and so it's not just us.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing that's happening. That people are seeing that, like this guy is bringing that
yeah.
mentality of Rome back, man.
Mhm.
You know, and so we're gonna see how this all plays out because we wait to see. We know what the end is gonna be. We have to really watch how it plays out.
Exactly.
That's why we have to watch and pray, right?
Where'd you say with the popcorn? It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
You know, so we're watching the play by play kind of thing as it unfolds,
Mm.
but we know where it ends, right? And so things are promising for us in terms of this kingdom being destroyed, coming to its end, because of all the things that are happening right now, the prophecies,
Mhm.
right? So we know there's nothing really good that is awaiting this world, right? We know that Trump is not going to save America. We know,
Yeah.
China's not going to just appear
next.
and
Yeah.
take ownership of the
Oh,
earth.
that's what-
These things are not going to happen,
Yeah.
right? Because everything's on the brink of destruction.
Can I get? Because this is I did actually have one from before. I mean, you mentioned China again. So I'll bring it out. This is Sirach 10 and 4. It says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Because you can't say like, oh, okay, you're gonna have people say this, right? But you can't say these governments, these rulerships have really benefited the earth, right? Look, like the biggest thing on the agenda right now is all this global climate warming shit, right?
Yeah.
How the earth is gonna be destroyed if we don't do something. That's a sign of bad management.
Yes.
If that's indeed true, right? But they're claiming that, so let's just say that's true for the time being, right? That's bad management, right? And they won't want to blame everybody else, the people, because you drive too many cars or you make too many cars. But anyway,
Yeah, it's like it's a quad, but it's something that I always think about. It's like when Nikola Tesla, the real Tesla, not this fraud, right? When Nikola
stole his name, bro.
exactly, man. When Nikola Tesla, he invented an engine that was significantly more efficient, a car engine that was significantly more efficient than the regular, combustion engine that we have today.
Yeah.
But guess what? From what I remember, the oil and gas industry was just kind of like, yeah, but actually kind of wants it to be an inefficient engine because obviously they don't make money,
Just like always, those tech.
just exactly, right? Same way that despite there being like hella great technology for phone batteries, they want to give you a good phone battery. They want your battery to die so you can come back and get a new one,
Yeah.
right? Back in the days, things were made to last, right? But now you've got something called built-in obsolescence. Well, which is why after a certain period of time, something that back in the day would have lasted like however long doesn't last. What I read one time was 70%. If you want to talk about the emissions thing, 70% of a car's emissions are in its manufacture. So then, if you really care about the planet, you'd say no. Actually, Mr. Volvo, you have to make this car such that it can last for 500,000 miles. Instead of just
500,000 years. That needs to be the goal, right? But it's the thing, like, yeah, cars can last, but like they always make you buy another car.
Exactly.
But there was some stupid policy will come in. Oh, we've got to tax the car now.
Yeah.
Because it's emissions. It's got emissions.
Yeah.
It's got emissions. You need to change the car. If you do have to change the car, stupid shit.
Why not just be like once again, Mr. Volvo? Like, just make a new, more performant engine for that same car. That way, you're changing an engine instead of a whole damn car.
But I say he's still got industries that he needs to run, right? And so even the industries, they have to move and change, right? Because they're moving on to the next part of the game. Because now their thing is that they're doing this because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So this is now the reason why we're having to move in this direction, and why we got to take the cars from you, why we got to take your rights from you, why we got to take this and this and that. It's just a very intricate plan that Esau has come up with, right, to control. And having that type of technology we're talking about with Tesla, that makes that harder to control. If everyone's got a car that just runs itself, essentially, you can run it from thin air. The Tesla had that idea.
Oh, the wireless electricity.
Yeah. Then how can you control that?
Oh,
How do you charge that? Because energy is a big problem right now. Fuel and gas and electricity is a big problem right now. Bills are going up even more, right? But if we had free energy, how could they do that? He's the one that has to control you like that. So he obviously keeps things that he's took on the shelf somewhere, and he'll give you the bullshit.
Yeah, it's mad because we're talking about free energy, man. When he did Iraq for the oil, he did Syria for the oil, right?
Afghanistan for the opium.
Afghanistan for the opium. right? He's you know, ultimately the main issue with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing from the beginning was energy.
Yeah,
How are
yeah.
we going to get the natural
It's an
gas
energy battle.
and energy battle and stuff like that? So despite the fact that there were ways,
And there's always been ways. There's always been ways. But he's just the devil. You know, because he can't use those things to control, so he has to restrict. You know? Yes, I know.
yeah, I was gonna get Psalm 64's you know, his heart is deep, man.
Yeah.
So Psalm 64 and 5 says they encourage themselves in an evil matter, right? Which everything they're doing, right, is an evil matter, man. The end goal of these elites is nothing but wickedness, man. Okay. It says they commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. But the inward thought of the heart, inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Right? And that's what I mean. They're very careful, intricate plans that they've built behind the scenes, right? Get you dependent and reliant on certain things and whatever. So going back to the point of Esau's not really benefited the earth. Like you might say, oh, you've got smartphones, I can look up anything. Bro, you can look up information on his phone right now. Yeah, it's useful. It can be useful. But at the same time, what are the negatives? Because nothing's just
Pure useful, yeah.
pure pros.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever pure pros. So what are the cons and the drawbacks of all these things? Well, it's making bad people lazy. One,
Lazy, stupid.
you know, but that's part of the plan.
That's
To make
exactly.
to keep you dumbed down, right? To have you distracted, because now all you can do is scroll through fucking Instagram, YouTube, and, yeah, just get lost in the fucking portal of fucking cats
Yeah,
singing and dancing.
Dude scrolling, they call it.
Yeah, you know, and so like, yeah, there's a better way to do things.
Yeah.
There's a better way to do things, right?
Yeah,
Which is the point.
these screens, they what you call it? They kill your attention span. And I thought, like, even for me, I work with screens all day, man. My attention span's shit. But the screens themselves do that. That's why, for instance, you also have like the blue light filter now.
Yeah.
Because if you have that too much blue light before bed, it will mess with your sleep patterns.
Yep.
Okay, and it's the same way. Apostles give this example all the time. There was a time when you knew so many different people's numbers off by heart, right? But nowadays, most people don't even know their own. You know, you're like, hey, you know, you meet a shoe. Like, what's your number? Just we put it in my phone. It's like, you know.
It's been people you know, got anxiety, you know, depressed, suicidal. Because hey, I mean, I don't understand it personally, because like if people bully you online, I shouldn't be online. Just avoid it. You know what I mean? I need to be on there. It's not like people bullying on the street; they can't really avoid. You have to go places, but you know, like these are the negative effects of Eastern technology. And there's a better way to do it. Like in the kingdom now, having a spiritual power, we ain't gonna need these devices.
Oh, they're hella radioactive.
Yeah, we don't need this stuff.
Yeah,
You know, I want to communicate. I could just telepathy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, you know, Elon's working.
Exactly.
On it.
Elon's
Elon's working. But you got to drill a fucking hole in your head. You know what I'm saying? So there's always all these downsides in it. So Esau's not really benefit, bro, because you're really destroying it, destroying people in the process, right? And he said you got this whole WF movement talking about you're going to own nothing. So he really is looking to grind people in the dirt ultimately, right? Only he can live the good life.
Yeah. Well, I did a video the other day. Right, it was just a quick one before I went to work, and that called Squeeze, man. Because really, when you listen to people, when you hear everything, there's a squeeze going on right now, man. Esau squeezing people to the point where they have nothing. You know, right now it's just people are struggling out here, man. You know, whether and it's like this. We're not even April yet, and because out in the UK, I don't know if it's the same in America. But the UK things, the financials start up again around April, right? The new tax laws and stuff, and like people right now are stressed because they know like things are bad now, but then everything is going up again in April.
Well, so this is
apart from your wages.
It's not even bad right now. This is the thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Things are not even as bad as they're gonna be, right? So you'll be looking back at a time like today and feeling like, wow, we had it good then.
Yeah.
You know, because
trying to take themselves in good case.
Yeah, because how things are gonna be is gonna be far worse than what's going on now. And this is the whole prophecy concerning the black horse. You know, how things are gonna get so expensive that you can't afford them, right? You can afford bare minimum of things. You know, your money is not gonna stretch to a weekly shop.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be lucky to get a daily shop out of it.
Well,
you know,
you get certain parts of the world that have long known that, man. Have known have long known that life.
Yeah.
You know, certain
Live
parts
that way.
they've lived that way for a long period of time. But one of the things I always say is like, at least in them countries, right, say Africa or countries in Africa or whatever, at least in them countries, like you've still got like the land that you can kind of forage off of. Whereas around here, what would you have in London?
Concrete. Concrete. The empty shell is gonna be, right? You're not gonna really have to get anything easily. Like unless you're a farmer.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get people raiding your farms and shit, you know what I mean? So
What did Clarkson's farm show you? That these farmers themselves are through.
Yeah.
These farmers are
They're struggling to make
they're
money.
struggling, man.
and you
Well,
think like a profession like that would always have you have you good
Mhm.
because the world needs food. You know what I'm saying? But these corporations, man, they're grinding people into the dirt, man. Like I said,
Because ultimately, who's setting the price of eggs? When Lidl and Tesco are saying, "Hey man, we're doing a price match," that's basically them saying, "Look, we gonna tell the egg man, right? Your egg costs this much, right?" So it's like they're very much in a part of the reason why these farmers are struggling.
and like I said, all their costs are going up. All these tractors and combine harvesters and chemicals and whatever. And guess who's providing them? Esau's providing them.
Yeah.
And he's the one making them go up. So you're getting done in from both sides ultimately. And so a farmer is not really profitable these days. So what do some farmers do? Give up.
Yeah, Brexit as well.
Yep.
Right, because then once again, it goes to show you that a lot of these things that you see happening in the world, they're designed to be this way.
Yeah.
Right. So it's part of the grind, part of the squeezing down of things.
So again, how is this a proficient way to run the earth?
Exactly.
When you're stable, you're cornerstone of life, and you know what I mean. Of living things, right? You're destroying.
Exactly.
How are you gonna support yourself? I'm gonna bring out a scripture. Man should not live by bread alone. But you know what I'm saying, right? These things that are important for livelihoods and stuff like that, Esau's destroying. So what's now happening is that now you're becoming increasingly dependent on Esau.
Corporations, yeah.
That's right, and the state and these corporations, right? And that's exactly where he wants you. You got something?
Yeah. All right. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, start from verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and a man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Because ultimately, for us to get into the kingdom, as a people, we were going to have to really fall away and lose ourselves, ultimately become like a genuine offscouring onto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. But then to have that as part of the story, to then be able to fight for our right and for redemption back. But then also Esau Edom through the time period that was going to elapse was really going to show himself to be the true devil upon the face of the planet Earth, and which he's done an impeccable job.
That's because if I can say, it's like there are people right now that kind of scoff against us when we call Esau the devil circle, but it's gonna come a time they go, "Yo, they're Israelites, right?"
Well, this is the thing though. Like people have that reaction, right? But when has he not been the devil?
Exactly.
This is the proper thing, right? Now he's acting more civilized and shit, right? Because he's he's on a PC era, right? But prior to this, man was doing hardcore slavery, man. He didn't give a shit about nobody on the planet. Man had swords to man's throats all the damn time, man. Puts on necks all the damn time. You know what I mean? So when has he not been the devil? When it's benefiting their own people, they don't give a shit. When it's not benefiting you, now you want to call shit out. But like these other nations have been suffering under Esau this whole fucking time. So he's always been the devil, but putting a suit now and tie and some eloquent words and some shit. But now he's changed all of a sudden.
Oh, well, that's what I said. That it's in Sirach 12. Then you shall know that his wrath hath not been altogether wiped away.
All you're going to be seeing is his true nature. Like the person he's always has been. He's always been the devil. Is that some people are quick to forget.
Esau's got that good PR.
yeah. Well, he controls PR, so like make you thinking he a righteous man.
I was also gonna say, even like they have all of these think tanks and the charities out there, like talking about like what the good they could do in society, like. And
because Esau owns all the charities, so he must be a good person, right?
Yeah. But these times it's a tax. It's a tax relief.
Oxfam been running for years. World hunger still exists, bro. Like, man, I'm still speaking on Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Bro.
Only these man can set up charities because they've got the money to,
Yeah, man.
right?
Make it
And
okay.
it ain't done for free. It's not, you know, they don't just run off goodwill, right? Oh, you want me to see the adverts,
Yeah.
you know?
Save the Children, the charity. Their office is on like near St. Paul's, man. It's like I remember
That's prime real estate right there.
bro. I remember walking past. I was like, right, and it worked. Like you get them, old shoddy buildings.
Yeah.
Nah, this was
Prime real
it
estate.
was, glass.
Reinforced glass,
The
yeah.
reinforced glass. You could see in with metal beams and stuff. I was
But,
like, oh
but this is
shit.
the thing, right? They'll tell you, man, £2 could build a well somewhere, right? How much did it cost you to advertise that on TV?
Yeah.
How many wells could you build with that money you spent?
Real shit.
Like, it doesn't really match up. Why is the CEO, because they got a CEO, right? How come
Pays
they're
so
rolling
much.
big?
Yeah. Real shit.
It don't make no fucking sense. If you try, well, these men should be fucking poor as hell, bro.
Real shit.
All these CEOs should be poor as hell, man. And
Leading by
these
example.
man, you should have some rich kid in Africa somewhere. You know, going back to the old drip. You know what I'm saying? The old gold and shit. Like, that's what man should be rolling with. But no, you're rolling the drip. These men are just back going to school or wherever,
Yeah.
or drinking out of a well somewhere. Like, nothing's really changed. It's the same shit over and over again. But we're meant to believe that you're doing good in the earth.
Yeah.
Oh man, it don't add up.
Yeah, it helps with that image as well of just like look at how poor and how destroyed these so-called blacks are, man. Look how stupid they are. I remember watching one of the charity vids. The woman was trying to fill the bucket up with her hand, and I was like, "Wait, there,
Just put the bucket.
put the bucket in."
Yeah.
And this is but what is that? What was Esau showing there? Yeah, look at how dumb and backwards these blacks.
They
They
need
need,
us to
they
come
need
and say-
educated.
Yeah. If it weren't for us, the guy that used to walk his dog this way, remember he said that? He was like, we've done good things. We help people in Africa.
Why? We're gonna help you too, man. 'Cause you ain't right. We're gonna
Ah,
help you learn, man.
I remember that.
remember people was stressed in Africa. It was like, bro, we ain't Africans, man.
Well, you're going back to fucking
Big one.
yeah. Done.
I bet you. It said, that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he has the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is.
Who's the one with all the ambition to basically succeed or to go beyond the Most High has done? Who's that here trying to change everything? What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Only what you've done to it. There was nothing wrong with it. Oh, there's not enough food on the planet, so we need to make fertilizer. Bro, just give it land Sabbath, man. Give it the land rest. It will produce what it needs to produce, man. But you don't want to deal with that shit. You want to do things. You want it now, right? Because everything's fast now. You know, it's like Scripture says you should move with great wrath, but you know you have a short time. Ever since this industrialization of things, man, he's supposed to be moving quick. He ain't prepared to wait, so he's just ruining everything, doing the process here. Destroying land, destroying people, just to get his agenda done, right? So there's nothing actually wrong with the planet. Oh, there's not enough land for people to live on. No, it's just
That's
you.
BS.
It's just you want to put people in the fucking small little areas and buy all the land. People can't buy land
Yeah.
and buy property. You own all of it, and then you decide not to build houses anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a housing crisis.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're gonna flood a whole fucking bunch of immigrants in to fill these, you know what I mean? It's just not making fucking sense, man. What are you doing? You're just a fucking mad guy, but we know this because you're just, you've always been a mad guy.
How they speak about Edomites is God. Like when that whole Trump Zelensky thing happened, they had like a press conference, not a press conference. They had like someone from the government speak after on behalf of what happened, and he said, "There's only one man alive that could ever stop the Russian-Ukraine war, and his name is Donald J. Trump. Like he's the only man powerful enough, you know."
Well, I didn't know he was a commander in the military, or that he fought in the military, or like my man Solid Snake or something. He's gonna single-handedly take down. No, the army's the army, bro. You know what I mean? It's not down to the president. Why you're gonna win? Man, I got generals for that type of shit. But who prepared to take on that war? Yeah, maybe Trump. Maybe Trump. 'Cause we hope it's Trump.
Bro, he's going to be the catalyst.
I hope so.
See what he did to Zelensky last night.
Yeah, man.
He got onto Zelensky hard, man. He roasted him.
I mean, they've roasted each other, man. But at the end of the day,
No.
Zelensky has to bow. He has to bow, blood. There's no other way.
Yeah, because America's proud. He was telling
Yeah.
Zelensky was telling Donald that
what's happening to us is going to come to your shores too.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to you too. And he was like,
No,
Don't
tell us
don't
that.
don't
Don't
tell
tell
us what's
us
going to happen to us.
Yeah. Got to shit.
It was that proud statement of Obadiah, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Although he dwelt in the depths of the rock,
Yeah.
pride was in his heart and all that. But these devils are going to, Esau, you're going to get it too, man.
Yeah.
DJ Trump is going to lead America into that third world war, man. No way is there going to be peace on the earth while that guy's still in the presidency, man.
Yeah.
It's getting too chaotic.
Isn't it? So you're gonna get fucked up too, man. Ukraine gonna get fucked up too, man.
You know, the first thing I noticed was the like they had the eagle on the right brandished on the table, and they had the two flags like in the background with the American eagle on there as well. All of the symbols.
Because I think even Ukraine symbol is an eagle or some shit in it.
Yeah.
Something like that, some fancy eagle type thing, innit?
Yeah. So apparently that symbol, the eagle, goes back to Mount Petra, even before the Greeks and all that.
Yeah.
It goes back to Mount Petra, man. That's why they had the same type
the
of architecture, the Roman Colosseums in Mount Petra.
Makes sense. They built them stuff in the mountains.
Apparently, like the drawings on the wall, some of them show you like the bull-headed eagle. That was just a symbol of the Edomites. It's always been there, like their animals. So these devils, yeah, man. Though you reach up to the heights of the clouds of the heavens or whatever, the Lord is going to bring you down, man. And it's going to be like Satan divided against Satan, because you got Russian Edomites, Ukrainian Edomites fighting against American
It's
Edomites.
always Edomites. It's always Edomites.
They're
World
gonna
War
take
II,
each other
World War
out.
One, all Edomites, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna
It's
take each
a
other
war
out.
between themselves, man. They're created.
Yeah.
You know.
And then, situation of no so brothers see that AI video of Trump's Gaza and all that, with the belly dancers dressed up as men
Yeah,
and
it's-
belly dressed up as belly dancers in Gaza. It's like an AI video online showing Gaza as a smart city basically, but Sin City basically. It's just freaky as fuck, man. Vegas type lifestyle, and BB and Trump just chilling on beach chairs and that. It's just wow, man. But this is why the pride of these devils are gonna go down, man. Because everyone's gonna get fed up with America and the shenanigans, man.
But then check
What is
this as
bullying?
well, right? I mentioned about these world wars, all Edomite wars, right? They're fighting one another. That's the only way anyone can have a war against each other in the first place, right? Because you imagine the battle between Israel and Iran. Whose weapons are they fighting with?
Yeah.
They're either fighting with American weapons or they're fighting with Russian weapons.
Yeah.
All Edomite weapons, right? Otherwise, we have to do this mad war that's gonna kill. It'll be still fucking swords and shields and shit probably over there in the Middle East somewhere. You know what I mean? But no, it's made possible because of Esau. Because he's, like I said, he's funding both, like Rothschild, they fund both sides of things. So they create this scenario between themselves, right, to get the outcome that they want.
Create the conflict.
That's right. Because Ukraine weren't going to fight no Russia, but Europe had to throw in their weapons and stuff, right?
They would
Otherwise, they would have gone fucked.
they would have bowed immediately.
So it's only possible because Esau is funding both sides of the war.
The book of Revelation 6:12. And there went out another horse that was led, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right, to take peace from the earth. That's why the world's not peaceful. Right? You can say, oh yeah, but there's always been conflict in the world. Yeah, but on the scale that it is, are you crazy? Yeah, you can talk about wars and stuff like that and whatever, man. But the level of all these conflict is greater than it's ever been. Like hell, we're talking about the end of the fucking world with all these nukes and shit. You know what I mean? You didn't have to worry about that before. You know what I mean? Everyone's scared about someone pushing the button. How inconceivable it could be that someone could do such a thing. Because it would just end everything, right? So we're at a much further stage than in that time past, man. Esau exports the sword around the world, man, because he lives by that sword.
And how many films it was the nuke got stolen, all these are dirty,
Broken arrow.
broke it, all of that
Yeah.
nonsense.
So we know it's like you might want to say all that, man, but it's just not on the same level, man. Everything before was kind of like more regional. This is global war. Like, when's there ever been global war before? Well, there's 2 world wars. Fought by who? Edomites.
Yeah. Millions.
Because
tens of millions.
of their capability to have war around the world. Because they got planes and shit. Some, fucking HMS Belfast and these ships going down. You know what I mean? Armadas and all that kind of stuff. Before it was just regional wars, man. Some man died, some man took over land, and that was about it. But this whole world's at threat. That's why they got a doomsday clock now.
And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
A great sword, right? So Esau's got that nuke precept, as well as all these other weapons that he's got. very powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the conventional weapons nowadays are mad.
Mm.
You know.
But this is why the scripture says this would be a war basically fought with fuel and fire.
Yeah, but
You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah 9:5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
That's old school warfare. It was never as destructive as the warfare that we have today. And we know what was going on in Iraq and stuff with depleted uranium and all that kind of stuff. Like it was, radiating people and shit. Like what for?
Yeah, I mean that he was because the thing is it messed up his own soldiers. Man.
As they all the nuclear testings and all that kind of stuff. What is it all for? Like you're just a destructive entity on the earth, man. It needs to be removed. You know what I'm saying?
It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. So the level is upped. It's been upped, man. Man, I got bullets and shells, tanks, rail guns, lasers. Chemical weapons. What's that one? Bioweapons. That's the one I was thinking about.
Biological weapons.
Yeah. Nukes. They're all kind of weapons which is really super destructive, man. Gone are the simple days you just go out there with the sword.
Exactly. Like 10 man on the field.
even like them the ballistas and the stone launchers and that kind of stuff. Like that's minor. Big for its day, but it's minor now. Like you wouldn't go to war with one of those now.
Read that piece of Isaiah 9:6.
Yes, right there.
He saw Prince in power of the air, man. You won't even know he's there. Just drop a bomb on you.
Yeah, because that's his blessing, man.
That's it.
His blessing going back to when he got
Drone strike.
his birthright taken. Well, he gave it up first and foremost to his brother Jacob, and that was basically him giving up immortality.
Basically, he chose the sword. he
Yeah,
chose
he
the way
chose-
of the sword, man.
He chose to give up more immortality for carnal means. Because he wanted some food and he was being carnal, he wasn't being spiritual. So he got a carnal blessing, man, which was what? To take over the whole earth, but by way of the sword, by violence, by murdering, by pillaging, by robbing. And that's what this devil's done, man. Who else? What other nation has done that around the four winds of the earth, colonized the whole earth, man? No other nation has really done that. Like brothers are saying, when they used to have ancient battles, it'll be kind of like regional, within a certain area or whatever, landmass. But they took over the four winds of the earth. They literally went around the four winds of the earth through the Spanish Inquisitions and so on and so forth. Africa, India, and all that, China,
Well,
and just conquering all these different nations, man.
they succeeded all these other previous empires, man.
Yeah, whitewashed history.
You know what I mean? Like, even though Esau might not be like directly like in a power seat in a particular nation, right? He's got puppets there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more efficient to have people under your thumb as opposed to having to war them, to gain control.
Yeah.
Esau has control of the whole earth pretty much, man.
That's it. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked.
That's it.
Because the proof of what the elder's saying is if you look at post World War II with Japan, and it's like how Japan was able to become what it is today. It was basically you will be the puppet. They went to the emperor and said, look, you are going to be pivotal for the transition from old Japan to new Japan. So we basically are going to tell you what to do. And this is recorded history.
And how was he able to do that? Because he had the sword,
Yeah,
man.
this is what they
Oh,
felt.
yeah, he felt the sword.
They felt it.
So them man couldn't do anything. They knew they couldn't do anything, man. They already lost the war already.
Yeah.
So by the time
That's
America's making all these ultimatums and stuff, you gotta just accept it. And this is the problem that America's been put in that pinnacle position in Earth because people have to accept the ultimatums, man. If you don't do as we say, we're gonna fuck you up one way or another.
Yeah. And if it
You're
weren't,
gonna suffer.
if it weren't through the military, it's through financial means.
That's it.
Before even World War I, World War II, the medieval times, man. Who was running the banks in the medieval times? The Rothschilds, the banking elite, and they owned kings, man. They was telling kings what to do. They was telling King Charles III what to do.
Probably man's
King-
chest.
King George III was telling them King George III what to do. Back in that time, that was during the medieval times, because they controlled the banking system since the 1700s. So that's how they foiled their way into society, man. They usurped authority through this, throughout Europe.
Yeah.
When they came out of the bottomless pit, through Spain, through using what religion, and then they managed to take over the banking industry, and then they had the, they enforced the military, man. So they, by one way or another, they basically just took over the whole globe like a straight cancer, man, spreading their virus everywhere, man. And now they own the earth, every lock, stock, and barrel. That's why they're talking about You know, Trump was talking about going to Fort Knox with Elon, but they haven't gone because the bankers basically probably told them not to go there because they own all that gold.
Exactly.
All that gold that they're talking about belongs to the Rothschilds.
Well, a lot of these things are private institutions. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not
Government.
They're not
gonna let
governments.
you-
You can't just go there.
They're going to just let you get access to that, and it's probably got tungsten in there anyway because they got the real vaults full of gold, man. The Rothschilds got separate vaults for all that shit. They're just going to leave it out there in the open for people to, or for security to, quarantine.
Still,
and all that. Yeah.
Just want to read something what you're saying.
Yeah.
But Esau came into power, through,
Medievals.
through the financial and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is from Sirach 12. I just want to read from verse 12, right? So set him not by thee, lest he have overthrown thee. He stand up in thy place.
Mm.
So Esau's always sought out positions of power, and so whatever position he can get into, which gives him control over a person or someone else more powerful than he is, he'll do that.
Yeah.
Right, and money was a great way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, the scripture tells you, man, that the borrower is servant to the lender, right? So you get to call shots.
Zelensky.
That's
Yeah,
why.
that's why he forgot. He forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why.
You know?
Which elite was it? Said, "Give me control
Oh,
over
yeah,
The nation's money.
Money,
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah, it makes the laws."
that's right.
Because they know that money controls everything, man. And they're not talking about that the paper note. They're talking about real money, gold and silver,
Yeah.
commodities. That's the real money, resources. You're not talking about that stupid paper note. People are chasing the American dollar.
Yeah.
That's not real money, man.
So, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. He's always looking for that seat, the power.
So,
And thou at the last remember my words and be quick therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now a wild beast? Another issue that took place as well was the Black Plague, right? Where a lot of Jake were killed off, man.
Yep.
And so Esau ended up getting into these, a lot of these different positions, man, and controlling certain institutions.
that's how he managed to gain power because of the bubonic plague.
Yep.
That was like 1348. In a few years, and then Esau started to rise up through the Khazarian Empire and all of that. They took down, Granada, took down the Moors, took down the last stronghold of the Byzantine Empire. Turkish guy named Mehmet. Khazarian leader. So that's how they gained power, man. And they had a military back then, a strong military back then.
I mean, if I could add, it goes to prove what it says in Job 9:24 that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yeah, present it to him on a plate,
Yeah,
essentially.
The Lord gave it to them.
exactly. Because that plague, that was a big, was a major thing.
And
Lord
it said
will
that he's
take
going to
power.
rule for a short season.
Yeah.
When he came out at the bottom of the spit, and we're already in the third day. Because pursuant to Hosea, was it the 6th chapter or the 3rd chapter? We're already in the 3rd day, man, because the truth was revived during the late 60s and 70s. That's when the 3rd day began. Because prior to that, we didn't have this truth, the knowledge, understanding. Jake wasn't waking up until Elder High Priest Abba Bivens came on the scene, which is Elijah and John the Baptist. You can receive it in the spirit. Just like he was a forerunner for Yahweh Shai back then, 2,000 years ago, he was the forerunner for the elect to wake up now. So that's when the 3rd day really began, because the elders was going into it. Yeah. And they were saying that, because during the 70s, when you check out the Gregorian calendar, you calculate it up, roughly the 3rd day started around the 70s, man. And that's when Jake started to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, the dry bones in the valley started to wake up again. So we already been in the 3rd day. You've got these guys talking about we're going to be here for another 1,000 years. You're bugging out. Esau's been ruling for about 500, 600 years already. Why is the Lord going to give him another 1,000 years to rule?
But this is the crazy thing about it. That's not a short season either.
That's the Lord said it's going to be a short season.
That's not a short season. Another 1,000 years is not a short season.
That's not a short season, bro. It's over.
You know?
It's over to it.
But you're telling me, like, the watchman who's supposed to be watching, right?
Yeah.
These things come. You've seen the signs of things happening in the distance, right?
Mhm.
How long do you expect the watchman to sit there and watch? That he's just going to stay in the distance?
Come on.
No, it's going to come to the front doorstep, right? So things are getting closer. These properties are right in front of us right now, right? It ain't going to take 1,000 years to get to us.
No, man. World War III going to take more 1,000 years. Look at it.
Oh,
Arguing
bro,
the guy
bro,
crazy.
Even
now.
that tells you the third world coming quickly.
Comes quickly.
1,000 years is longer than any other period in time before that. You know what I'm saying? That things happened before. So it's not meant to.
So 4,000 years is up. This place will probably be extinct, man. Esau's a madman, man. This devil's just crazy.
30 years. If Esau's allowed another 30, there'd be no life.
No one lives to be robots, man.
What did the apes say, man? They'll make a
desolation of your home,
desolation.
home and yours, bro.
because when you're just kind of looking at what Esau's done in the last 10, would you say 10 years? in the last 10? Because there was a time, bro, Batman weren't walking around strong. Probably can't say that.
Bro, I'm telling you that Trump Gaza video, abomination. Like Vegas Sin City on steroids. They're basically a new Sodom and Gomorrah. It's got belly dancers, men with full-grown beards, dressed up as belly dancers, doing the dance on the beach, bro. That is just freakism, bro. And then he's throwing money in the sky, gold statues and all that.
Who made? I know you say it's AI. Who made it? No,
They're saying that Trump made it, but I don't think it was Trump. It's only
Trump
someone
ain't gonna
else.
do that shit. Someone else will make that shit.
Trump in there, BB in them.
Maybe Elon.
You know, Elon's in there as well, of course. Devils, man. But that's what they want. They want
That's
to
what
turn
they
this
want,
place into Sodom and Gomorrah all over again.
Hardcore.
Hardcore, man.
And if, once again,
That's American democracy. That freedom
That's
to you.
the democracy.
That's what they call that.
Yeah, 10 or so years ago, like you weren't seeing these modes being as bold as they are today. And so imagine he's been able to push that and then push the other parts of the alphabet strong to the point where you got young children mutilating themselves.
Yeah.
Right? He's been able to do that in 10 years. Imagine what he'd be able to do with another 10.
Bro,
Like, you don't want to imagine.
But going back to the whole industrial, first and second and third industrial, they weren't that far apart.
Yeah.
Right? It happened in a short space of time ultimately, and it was quick. So it's quick, right?
Yeah.
If we were talking about the fourth or the fifth now, all this AI technology, right? That's the new industrial movement that's happening, right? How much more do you really go to, bro? We're at that door now where people are going to get chipped.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, well, how many revolutions we got to go through until we get to the end? That's the stuff.
I want to be
The primary technology that is required for property to be built is here already.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be 1,000 years. It's done.
no, man. He's
Well,
already,
good one.
he's already increased in knowledge and wisdom
Yeah.
with the technology and all of that. And, the Lord said in the Father, the exceeding wickedness has polluted the whole earth. So how much more is he going to exceed in wickedness? You can't really. He's already done everything he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's already sins have reached up to heavens, man.
I've set his bounds that he cannot pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that 1,000-year span thing, that's out of the woodwork to me. That's not never going to happen.
Good one.
Yep.
You're supposed to hasten in the day.
That's exactly that.
Yeah, woe unto you that put off the evil day.
That's right.
This is real quick. Isaiah 31 verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek they the Lord Yahweh. Because even with this Trump and Zelensky thing as well that we're talking about, like you got mad Jakes that are angry talking about I've never seen this in I've followed politics. I'll see one Jake I've followed politics for 20 years. I've never seen this. This is disgraceful.
I ain't never seen it. I ain't ever seen it. Like this is kind of crazy, man. It's entertaining for me.
But man, I'm vexed at it, thinking but he should have given Zelensky the diplomatic respect. We should be
saying that because they were saying Biden was secretly arguing with shouting at Zelensky before, but he did it privately. This guy did it
done, innit? You've done it privately.
And they did say, there's been talks
but
about.
they
no one really knows.
They let this be public.
Yeah.
Let it be public.
Yeah.
Because even Trump said, I let this go on.
Yeah. So the people.
So Trump said, let the American people see what's going on. So this is even more credence.
It's
More credence to why America's going to go down the path it's going. America basically blow them to smithereens.
But they had a rare earth minerals deal with Ukraine. America again trying to get people's resources, and they were trying to get Zelensky to sign that. And then apparently, for what they were saying, he insisted he wanted to go down DC and meet Trump in person. So they were literally brought him there thinking he was just gonna sign the shit and leave. And then he wanted to then start talking about.
He was like, you should appreciate us.
You should be more thankful.
Yeah. No, but real talk. No, he goes, people in Ukraine are gonna die tonight.
But real talk. That's what we was kind of saying before the camp, right? We was just like, but at the end of the day, it's like you have a lot of people, on the surface, they're like, but Trump this, Trump that. But deep down, what Trump said ain't wrong.
Bro, Trump is in that position, bro. This is the thing. Zelensky needs to be on his fucking hands and knees, bro.
Yeah.
That's the, he needs to be, because this is the other way.
You weren't even dressed appropriately. Wearing them dusty ass jumpers.
Yeah, at least it's that fucking green thing he used to always wear.
You're in the presence of the president.
In the Oval Office.
Respect my authority.
Exactly.
You know? If Zelensky has to, there's no way he's going to go about this. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to play their roles, obviously. You know, it's just bitter, but
told him, I'll give you 350 million.
He goes, Europe got their money.
You fucked up.
Obama gave you papers. We gave you
javelins.
For javelin. That's true, because bare
Because-
man just
no,
dying, bro.
no, it's true,
They
you
still
got-
want more money. They still
Yeah,
want more
yeah.
funds.
Because you got prescription issues. You got unofficial soldiers on the front line dying.
This is another thing, right? Yeah, it's interesting asking for more. You're begging more, right?
Taking the piss.
But what people don't understand is that it all has its cost. It's not free. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Well, even
And
America.
he's not got a problem putting his nation to debt
Yeah.
because you're putting yourself into servitude. Which is, well, I quoted it. So the borrower is servant to the lender.
Yeah.
Right. So you're begging this man and begging that man, and it ain't for free.
Yeah.
Right. You better come on your fucking hands and knees, bro, because you're trying to get more out of me. I'll be like, fuck off, man. What are you talking about?
Apparently, they're trying to get Zelensky out there, man.
Yeah.
It wouldn't step down.
Wouldn't surprise me, bro.
He's an actor anyway. He's a
He's a comedian, bro.
failed actor.
He's a comedian.
Trump literally said it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, your acting career. Yeah.
Crazy.
But that was all probably part of the thing
Yeah,
to just
of
tell the public that this is an act.
Yeah.
Your acting career. Oh,
Yeah.
so if you use the act, how do you not know that this is an act itself?
Yeah, for us, it's not serious, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like we know
yeah.
exactly what's going on like that, but it's like for me, it's a real thing. Oh, the tension.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna serve its purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's all theatre, man.
Yeah, it's
all
fear of war, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fear of war. 'Cause at the end of the day, like you said, we know that the elites are the ones, propagating both sides of the war.
Yeah.
And they basically want this to happen so they can bring forth their new world order. But what they didn't understand is that this is going to be their last attempt to rule over the earth. Because once they do this, the law's going to take them out.
That's it. Things aren't gonna go according to plan.
Yeah.
You know.
Which speaks about, it speaks against like hypocrites. And one of the things this whole thing is really showing, because on one hand, when Trump is saying, we could just take Gaza, people were kind of like we're not too sure we can agree with this publicly, but there wasn't the same level of uproar as when Trump just like, well, let Russia keep them ends in it, right? But it's the same situation, and that's what these two wars have really helped push back into. I mean, we've always known it, but rather since the Lord opened up our eyes, right? But like these people now, it's like, wait, this man's never changed. He's just a hypocrite. He's just a hypocrite.
He's a bully.
He's a bully.
This is what we always said. It's good to speak about Esau being the hammer of the earth, right? He is the bully of the earth, and everyone should be able to see that now. But it's always been this way.
Yeah.
He calls the shots. He want to put tariff on somebody. He gonna put tariff on somebody. He want to tell the European nations not to buy oil from Russia or whatever. They ain't gonna buy no fucking oil from Russia, man, or gas or whatever, man. They're not gonna do it until one day, because obviously the beast is bucking up.
Yeah.
Right? These European nations are bucking up against America, man, and so they're gonna end up, they're gonna turn up on them, man.
Said they're going to retaliate.
Yeah.
Because of the tariffs.
So we know that relationship's not meant to last, man.
Yeah. Oh, like someone even said that on LBC. He was like, literally, there's no way Keir Starmer and Macron can skid over this. Like, he goes, literally, the special relationship between the UK and the US. I can't see that being. Basically, you're saying it's done in a nutshell.
yeah.
It's over.
No, they're gonna play their roles. They're gonna act and be simple and all this kind of stuff because they have to for the time being, right? They don't want to get too much smoke.
It's all a facade, isn't it?
But eventually, we're gonna read it in a minute. But the beast is gonna turn on the horn, man,
That's it.
and burn them.
Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
That's right.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
So right now they're playing a game with you because they're not in a position to really go out on you because you're America and Europe's nothing essentially in comparison, right? We spoke about that earlier, right? So they have to play this game with you for the time being, appease you, right? Because it's not appeasing man and all these kind of stuff. Since he didn't get the memo, you know what I mean? He went to appease Trump. No, but they're playing that game with you right now. But they're plotting behind the scenes how they're gonna, get one over you basically.
Yeah. And when Russia attacks America, China, that's when they're going to be like, yeah, it's our turn too. Let's get them.
Because you can't fight America. As strong as America is, you can't fight everybody.
You can't fight.
They can't, right? So when the opportunity presents itself, that's when the spirit of the Lord's going to come on and these nations to take advantage of it, man.
Like, yeah, fuck it, let's just stay at America.
Because you're not fighting Russia, China, Iran. You ain't fighting all these dudes, man. And then you're gonna fight your own guys soon. It's not happening, right? You're gonna get fucked. And the most I gotta make sure you get fucked.
100%.
That's why America's going to be a lake on fire, man.
That's right.
Because there's going to be so many missiles coming from around the four winds of the earth.
Yep.
Like I told you, Isaiah 13, various precepts, Isaiah 34. There's going to be a sacrifice in Bosra, man. And that place is going to be burnt to smithereens. Ain't going to be nothing. You ain't going to remember where any part of America was, man. All you going to see is a clear land full of lake and fire. And then when the smoke clears, it's going to turn into a
molten,
desert.
molten lava. That's what you're gonna see down there.
It says Jeremiah 50 from 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
Right? This is Britain now. The mother in the scripture is Britain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because America came out of Britain.
Yeah.
Okay, still kind of under under the rule of Britain in a way, from the by the elites,
She that bear you shall be ashamed.
Yeah. So they're gonna be, publicly they'll be like, shit, man, I can't go with America right now because America's acting dumb, and they feel embarrassed, right? Yep.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land.
And so you already seen that because they can't agree with certain things Trump is saying and stuff like that. They don't want to. They don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to commit to what he's saying. So they're backing up a little bit, because they don't want to openly just come out like that because they feel fucked up by it. You know what I mean? They don't agree.
Yeah. It says, and the desert, because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
Everyone, America, man, and UK, they already left the EU, but they're still part of NATO. So they've got that military alliance as well.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going to be able to shoot their military on America bases and all that when that time comes.
I would say as well, like, because it's like obviously it's up to the Lord how he does it. But even right now, you got UK troops in Poland, and then you got Keir Starmer back a little while back before he went to visit America. He was like, basically, if we've got to send troops into Ukraine to support them, we'll do it. Then Trump comes out and says, we're not sending a single troop. Troop in there. So there's, you know what I mean?
So that's good intention. And that tells you, Daniels as well, so they'll compete to one another, but they were not, Slovakia, they were.
Oh, they were not pleased to one another.
They were not pleased with one another. Yeah. 10 toes.
So one of the things you said before, really though, it's like, let's be real. Let's say you're one of these Edomites and your son's in the military. You hear Keir Starmer say that, you're gonna be like, for some fucking Ukrainians.
Yeah, it's mad. Who wants to fight really for them?
Yeah.
And then you go, who the fuck are they?
Like, your granny can't pay your fucking gas bill right now. You're gonna go fight some more.
Yeah. And even
not for you, not for your granny. Like it's for some next foreign dudes, bro. Like what?
And even then as well, Trump was like telling them, each European nation needs to increase their military spending to a minimum threshold. And then you can't Keir Starmer talking about, so we're going to reduce public services.
Raise it 6% or 7%, whatever
it was.
That was one of the reasons Trump was going after Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
It was like,
you man paying your part.
They're playing their part when it comes to spending on the military.
So you're gonna take your land.
Spending all them expenditure on military more than them, but put together. So it's like, bro, why are we covering you and you doing this?
Both for cases.
Yeah.
And this is what we say. America holds a lot of these nations, man. Because without America, all these nations probably collapse. You know what I mean? Because they really depend on America, and this is why America could be so proud, be more stout. Because like you man ain't doing. What do you mean? We're America. What are you? We're fucking helping you.
Like a guard. Just like Russia's a guard onto the Middle East, America's like a guard onto the West.
So it's like you're gonna do it my way, or you're gonna fuck you over, man. Like simple as that, because they're America.
In not so many words, Trump said that. He's like, unless you comply, we're out.
and that's the devastating thing. Like, you don't want America to be out because you need America
right now.
You know what I'm saying?
So all this is beautiful anyway. It's just proving we're at the door, like the brother said. That World War III is going to come quickly, man. Revelation 9 and 12, like the Second World War, the Third World War coming quickly.
You know how long 1,000 years is? Bro,
how many generations?
How long is that happen,
man?
Bro,
at least 5.
Bro, how is this going to drag out for 1,000 years, man?
All the shit that's going on right now, World War could pop up anytime this year, man. But obviously, we know that the major prophecy, the MOT to the B has to come. But even that's been so compelled and pushed so hard, the MOT to the B could be enforced within a couple of months.
If it didn't exist, I wouldn't want to say it, but even if it didn't exist, like you might have, a reason to say it, right? But it's here. The technology exists. It is in people. It is being operated and being tested as we speak.
Yes.
The digital currencies and all these things are the CBDCs. They're all ready to go essentially. Right. We're just waiting for the catalyst. That's what we're waiting for. The catalyst.
Man.
And then it could be implemented. That's it.
Black Swan event, as they call it.
That's what we're waiting for.
This is Jenga. You know in Jenga, where
everyone one block can bring the whole thing down.
Domino effect. Yeah. Show you that in FIFA Vendetta. Everyone chaos brewed and he kicked the domino, one domino, and then it turned into a V.
It's not like they need to research for another 1,000 years to get the technology required to do it. They don't.
Oh.
It's all here, ready.
Well, the elites, what the NWO? That's another
That's the
thing.
main goal.
That's the other thing, because of how many of them have been dying recently, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Like some big names,
Yeah.
like
All the main heads, basically.
Exactly.
Like Evelyn, Jacob.
Hey,
David.
we were all excited. It was oh shit, day to celebrate.
But there's still a lot of them left.
But it's the thing.
That's
Something it still continues though, because it's more than just those heads.
Yeah, they leave the
That's
sub-
it.
It's a big ass agenda, man. That's been going on for fucking hundreds of years, centuries.
Exactly. So then let's say you're one of the more shadow elites, right? You're gonna be like, look, man, yo, when's this technology? And the thing is, they show you that in every film that has an agenda. I was thinking about an Arrow, DC's Arrow, right? The one that was on TV, the TV series, season 1. They had the undertaking, that's one of the synonyms to the word enterprise that you read in the scriptures, right? It says, he shall not basically complete his enterprise, roughly paraphrasing. But that's the same thing in DC's Arrow season 1, right? They had the undertaking. There's always a point in these films where it's like, look, man, it doesn't matter if the science ain't ready. We need to get it done now. Fast track it.
Look at this here from Al Jazeera. I'll just get to the point. It says so this is relating to London. Keir Starmer's office said he would meet with Zelensky in London on Saturday today before a wider summit of European leaders on Sunday, which Downing Street said will focus on shoring up support for securing a just and enduring peace in Ukraine. So basically, off that, as soon as that Trump thing happened, Zelensky's now coming to London today, meeting with Starmer, and then all the European leaders are meeting somewhere in London on Sunday.
That's rough in the feathers, man.
That's that conflict, man. Because America's saying we're not going to fund it.
No, he's gonna go back to other man. That's part of his clique. No, that's not gonna work.
Then America's going to get pissed off and say,
Why you can see that man, boy? You disrespect him on TV, you know. You ain't to this man, boy.
No, on the levels, because that's a good point. Like he can just be like, wait, so all of you are trying to gang up on man.
Yeah. I am.
Is that what's happening?
It says here, Sunday's summit is also expected to address the need for Europe to increase defense cooperation amid fears about whether the US will continue to support NATO. So look at that. And you will never hear that back in the day. Back in the day, bro.
And let's be real, it's not support as we everyone been going into. Like the US isn't supporting NATO. The US is NATO.
Yeah.
Money, basically. So this is it, man. This is what's coming down the pipe. Everything's leading to the destruction of the American society, man. It's Babylon the Great. This is what it's all leading to. That's why the prophets are out here. You know, until we're gonna keep prophesying until the walls fall off of this bitch, man. Because we're in that time. That's why we said earlier we're gonna hasten the day. You know, we're hastening for this destruction. So when Yahweh Shai comes, he's gonna set up his kingdom in righteousness, man. You know?
But even this last point on this year, Germany's got a new chancellor, a guy called Friedrich Merz. And his whole thing when he got into power for Germany was he was literally campaigning on European independence from America.
America fucked Germany up, man. With the whole Nord Stream 2 thing, and then the whole you can't go to and get your energy from Russia. That fucked America up, man. That's Germany up, man. Yeah, because then what happened as well was the cheap energy still went somewhere. It just went to China. So then now China's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
right?
benefit.
We benefit. So then
Made them stronger.
Exactly. You made your
Your enemy stronger.
Yeah, exactly. In the manufacturing sense, one of the things that you manufacture a lot. So like when you look at cars and stuff like that, that was like a payday for Slackenberg. That was like a payday for China, man.
Right. Two precepts real quick. Daniel 2:40, and then jump to Daniel 7 and I think verse 8. Just on the same point.
Daniel 2:40.
Read that one first. Because that's the time we're in right now, the 10 toes, man. This is the prophecies that's why we focused on what prophecy? The testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, spirit of the prophecy, man. We ain't out here for nothing else. We don't care about marching and all this other gimmick shit.
Well, we're not talking about
videos and all that, man.
We're not talking about the world, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, things you could do in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fucking film studios and hospitals and schools and whatever, man.
All that, man.
You know,
we're trying to be YouTube socialite. You got a lot of Israelites that have become like YouTube celebrities now, man. That's what Jake's focusing on, debating, going on every podcast. That's whether known or unknown. You know, you're like, for what, man?
But when it comes to prophecy, they're blind.
Yeah, you guys are looking for celebrity when this place is about to be fucking destroyed. You want to be famous at the wrong fucking time, man, for the wrong things.
Well, they want to seek their own glory, man.
Stupid.
We're not going to receive no glory until Yahweh Shai turns up, man.
Right.
So you're not meant to be seeking your own glory.
You know, I was just thinking of on them podcasts, a lot of them are going to be sponsored, so they're going to have like YouTube sponsors and shit like that. So, but it's the problem when you got a sponsor. That they're originally saying, okay, so come on this podcast. Can't talk about this. Can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's why they
'Cause
never mention the Yahweh Shai's name and
Exactly.
say Jesus. Every single podcast, any of these groups go to, Safari, IUK, they always say Jesus. They don't mention Yahweh Shai.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are just straight up, feigning the word of the Lord, man.
Well, that's just proof to us, man, and evidence that you, man, are not men of the Lord, man. The Lord is taking the names away from these different camps, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, because they knew them. They all knew them. But they no longer promote Yahweh Shai, man. So obviously the Lord is not dealing with you.
Doctrines of devils. But read that real quick.
Well, this is Daniel 2:20. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Yeah, so that was representing what the Roman Empire, man. That the beast that was and is not, and then it came back and got revived. The deadly wound that was healed. Revelations 13 and 12, and verse 13 told you that deadly wound was healed, and it came back into America from Europe, man.
They retain that strength of the iron, which is its military.
Yeah, so this is Rome 2.0, and the head Caesar right now. Funny enough, the ancient Caesar back then 2,000 years ago was Nero, and he's come back in a reincarnation as Trump.
Finish the job.
Yeah, to finish the job, man. 'Cause he didn't, he didn't do the full thing back then. But now he's here and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. That's why he's going on the way he is. He's not even a politician. He's a businessman, but he's taking over the whole globe and is just enforcing bare mad laws and executive orders that other presidents would dare do back in the day. He's just going on a straight tirade.
You know, that's funny because he literally said that. He was like, I'm a businessman. I'm going to get the deal done.
But people believe it because you had the show and all that kind of shit, man. But this is the thing, like, which is mad in public. Obviously, the whole show, but this is going to a businessman, not someone that's Trump's never been in a situation where he's been the weaker, B side in a negotiation, except for when he had to get that loan from the Rothschilds. But guess how that played out? It didn't work. Worked out in the Rothschilds' favor, right? But when you're in a position of strength, he ain't got to cave into nobody. This is the thing. Like, he knows he don't have to.
You know, I was thinking that, like with a businessman, they're not doing any of the nice
Dragon's Den, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he
Exactly.
was on Dragon's Den last night, man.
Exactly. And bro, they tear into you. If you're being dumb, they'll tell you, no.
Oh, he's so super percentage for the company. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, we're gonna give you £200,000 for like 90% of the company for the stupidness.
And if you know when you have like cocky people coming into Dragon's
Yeah,
Den
yeah,
or
I know.
Shark Tank, they call it, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. He's the one who's gonna save your fucking company. That's what it was.
Exactly.
But like, you obviously have to give up shit for that.
Yeah.
Because now you're probably just gonna fizzle out now. Because you can't support yourself. It's just clear to see. It's the same position, man.
Yeah.
And Trump knows it.
Yeah. And you also, if I can say, Trump also knows that the Eurozone is fucked. Because, like, even in the business...
America fucked it.
Oh, exactly. Bro,
Got North Street.
bro, they're fucked. Because literally, they was talking about, like, why bare businesses are going in America. And they're like, yeah, higher energy prices. I was like, guess whose fault that is, bro? It's America, man. They fucked you over.
And Biden did that, by the way.
Biden did that.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. And once I always say the proof of that is the same day it came out that it was an inside job, they brought back the monkeypox. The same day. And then remember now
Pandemic on hands.
exactly. Now no one speaks about it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of the iron.
So is it not divided right now? Yeah. It's hella divided, man. And the scripture say a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. Right? So we're witnessing the breaking down of Esau's kingdom.
Yeah.
Live, real time.
Yeah, the EU breaking down, America is breaking down, the beast system in general. That's basically what it's falling apart.
And even though that's part of the elite's plan, it's break things up to bring it back together again. It's just not going to play out that way for them. But it is breaking up right now.
Go ahead.
But there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
Military might,
Yeah,
right? They still got
iron
NATO,
is
they got America on the side at the moment. So they can still dictate things across the world, right? But that's changing because of the division, right?
And
now
that's
the weak are saying that they're strong as well now.
Yep.
So the other nations have got military like nuclear capabilities as well now.
Yep.
So now that's why it's like, you know, Clash of the Titans type of thing. Yeah.
and as the toes and the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Yeah, and Russia and Ukraine, they're not part of the beast system. They're outside of the beast system, but they're going to be the main catalyst of why America's going to go into the Third World War and be destroyed.
Or the small hats,
Small hats,
in
Amalek as
Israel,
well.
and that, yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, the Amalek, yeah, the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, it's gonna come to that clash, man.
well, even Zelensky's supposed to be a small hat, isn't
Yeah, he's a small hat.
So you know,
That's why you get put on blast.
they're causing problems in the earth, man.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
They said that Obadiah, you read verse 2 or verse 3, that they're greatly despised among the heathen, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be greatly despised. Everyone's getting fed up with Amalek, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was even watching the program today on Prime called The House of David, but they got a bunch of heathens looking like, you know, King Solomon, King David and King Solomon and all that. But they had this Amalekite, they had Agag, and he just looked, if you saw the way he looked, it's like hella fucked up. Cave dwelling looking, one eye missing, and all that. And then Samuel saw him, yeah, like Stephen Lang, who played Samuel, the prophet Samuel, just comes through the tent. He's like, he saw him, he's like, took the sword, like, chopping him up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. That's Amalek right there. Agag was an Amalekite. We hate you devils, man. You are greatly despised, man, from the ancient world still to this day. They said that in the Numbers, that we're going to hate you forever. You know, so Amalek, man, you small hats, man, you got some hell of judgments coming for you. Right?
Yeah, the Most High war against Amalek from generation to generation, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that the Lord's got hot anger against you, man. Which is gonna be, you know, seen to when the Lord comes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After you read that verse, jump to verse 40. See what 40 says.
No problem. All right. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Yeah, so they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. There's all these different politicians and leaders that are different parties and all that, but they're not going to cleave to one another. As you can plainly see, they're having disagreements. Right. Some of them are breaking agreements, trade agreements that they used to have. America's throwing tariffs at their own allies, so on and so forth. So you can see that it's all falling apart.
You can even see in this time with all these immigration issues.
Immigration, yeah.
You know, they're not like, as much as Esau is teaching, like, yeah, we want to be one and all this kind of stuff. They're not gelling together, man.
No.
You know,
the only thing that they want on is the sea hip. That's the only thing they're going to agree on. When the sea hip comes, they're all going to basically enforce it.
They don't care you don't get along. They don't need that. They just need you to get chips.
They need you complying.
That's all they want. That's why they bring it together in the first place.
Yeah, the CV was an example of that, man. Right, Russia had their own one, China had their own, as in the Jews, right, and then the West had their own selection as well.
They fast track that shit as well.
Exactly.
Pfizer and all these different fucking Moderna and all that.
Sinovac.
Like you need to not even care. You don't even believe in all their policies and all these types of things, man. Because once you're chip, man, you ain't got no choice but to obey. That's what they want.
Yeah, and then they vindicated my man Fauci. He can't even go to jail for any emergency.
It was blanket. That was the worst thing about it. Blanket immunity.
Yeah, Trump.
Thanks, Biden. Real hero.
Yeah. Was it Trump or Biden that gave him immunity?
Biden.
It was like, before he left the office.
Literally like a couple of hours before.
Yeah. You know, that's what he's
They
done.
knew he was a criminal, but that's why they did it.
Yeah, tracks, you know what I'm saying?
Because it was like, you know, Trump's gonna, but then it's like what one's gonna, as the elder always says, it's just like, but wait there, Trump never went for Hillary.
Yeah. Look up now, they said they was gonna release the Epstein list, but then at the same time, like with the news coverage, what did they concentrate on? The Tate brothers going to America.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be talking about the Epstein list. All of a sudden, the next headline was the Tate brothers are coming to America. They need to be stopped.
Yeah.
Like to say they're the biggest traffickers in the world.
So how did they even? Yeah, I mean, but that's that's a whole nother wormhole.
Yeah. They're just puppets as well.
Puppets, bro.
Useful distractions.
They're going to America. It makes sense because they're probably going to get hit with missiles anyway. That's why they're going to America. They're making purposely make sure they stay in that land. So when the missiles hit, they get toasted.
Trump, we got to deal with him. You know.
Yeah, imagine he gets in the cabinet with Musk Stone in it.
I'm here today with the president.
Yo,
You know.
but you just say he's campaigning to be the next prime minister.
Yeah, exactly. I'm learning on the job, right? Finish it.
Verse 40.
Yeah, fam. Verse 40, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Go ahead. That's the military guy.
Yeah. And then it goes back into 41, which we read earlier. Innit?
Yeah,
Well,
carry
again,
on
yeah.
reading.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes
Oh,
part
are
of
you reading it again?
that, yeah,
Is that
40,
40?
yeah,
Okay,
that's
no,
what you're
that's Daniel 7 and 8.
Yeah. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the kingdom, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Yeah, Edomites not the saints.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You are the saints, man. There's only one true saint for people on the earth. The Lord never called no other nation the saints. The only nation that he called the saints were the Israelites. Right? So they're the only ones that can be delivered. The precept I wanted is the Lord going to serve your kingdom. I think that's 7 and 14. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Verse 14 says, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people.
Read up. In the
Oh,
time of these kings. In the time of these kings.
Yeah. Says,
Lord shall serve the kingdom in the time of these kings. Is it Daniel's 9? I think that's Daniel's 9. Yes, Daniel's 9. It's all about ancient days.
oh, this is. No,
What is it? Daniel's 2.
7 and 9.
Is it in the time in the days of these kings, the Most High shall set up his kingdom? Daniel's 2:44.
Okay, right, so.
Daniel's 2:44. Let me grab it. I'll go. Daniel's 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall Yahweh set up a king. God of heaven shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. But
Yeah, so that's the time we're coming into right now. That's why we know we're not going to be here for another 1,000 years. Because the Lord said at the time of these kings, when they're going through all these disputes and the 10 toes is falling apart, and they're not cleaving to one each other right now, at that time, the Lord said, in the time of these kings, Chinese, Russia, all of these different presidents, kings, Caesars, America, they're going to be led into that third world war, and the Lord is going to destroy them and set up his son's kingdom. So we know that we're at the door. There ain't no time, there ain't no external time limit. But we're going to be here forever and ever, still waiting for that time to come. We're in that time now. That's why the Lord said he's going to come as a thief in the night, and that we have to constantly watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're watching the news, and you see the breaking headlines. You see what's going on with Trump, Zelensky arguing, all these different things. This is what's leading to that third world war situation, man. This is what prophecy is all about. You got to filter everything that we see on the news, as a watchman does, through the scriptures, man. You're like, now, we're at this point now. We know that this is happening. This is going to happen next. We can, that's how we got the foreknowledge.
You need to think about it. When has prophecy ever gone backwards?
It doesn't go back. Even if that's
It's never gone backwards.
Elon made a statement, said America can't go backwards. Someone said that last week. Said America's not going to go backwards. You can only move forward.
Everything's getting closer to what we're prophesying about. It's not getting further away. Like technology's not disappearing. It's only growing and things are growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're ever edging closer to it.
It's what do you call it? Like think of like bingo.
Yeah,
Whereas it's like they're like 2 squares left.
Yeah.
2 squares left, and then you start bingo, right? And that's when the nukes start flying, man.
That's it.
Because it's sort of like when you look at technology, it's like I remember Paul said this one time. It's like not saying that it's right, but the MOTV is kind of like the next logical thing to do because everything's already biometrics.
Yeah.
But then they're now saying, oh yeah, but the biometrics kind of, it's a bit unsafe because of, could be hacked or whatever, what have you.
Yeah, even on that, all the banking apps are down again. Apart, HSBC,
Just mad.
On payday as well. Like so, people are feeling, man.
2 months in a row, different sets of banks. Goes to show that there's something happening, man.
There's ever more increasing reasons why things need to be changed. Yeah. Right? You got the WF working on, change, right? That's the whole. That's the time we're in.
the stars and the light. Like the other day, it was the 7 planets that aligned the heavens. 7 means completion. 7 different planets: Uranus, Venus, all the planets that people know about. They all just the alignments. What's that all about? That's alignment showing that a major change is coming, man. But this empire is completed. Is basically its destiny. Now it's time to go down, man. So the Lord's even setting up signs in the heavens showing you that this place is on its way out.
Yeah.
You know?
So the book of Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great love, because he knows that he has but a short time.
Not a long time.
Yeah.
Short time.
That's why Trump's moving the way he's moving.
Moving mad.
He's moving mad. What other presidents that I've ever seen within less than 2 months? He's moving the way he's moving.
It's only it's not even
Bro, it's been a few months, bro.
It's been a month and 5 days,
As soon
bro.
as he got into office, he was signing bare executive orders.
This guy's
He's been going crazy. He's been going nuts. Now he's flipping on man on live TV. Like, come on, man. What president's ever done that?
He called man a dictator straight. He was like, yo, you're a dictator.
Trump
Yeah,
is
using
doing
the
a good
buzzword.
job, man. The Lord set
Using
put
the
the right guy in office.
But
Man.
you're doing a terrible job.
Yeah. The Lord put the right guy in office, man. Trump is definitely that guy.
Yeah.
as everyone said, imagine this was Kamala, man. It's boring as hell.
Kamala is boring, bro.
Zelensky would have come and
Nothing
dominated the
exciting
conversation.
about it.
Yeah.
You just have to hit the stripper pole or something.
Chill out, sucking dick, bro.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting about it, man. Trump's the guy, man.
Yeah. But you know the man thing as well, because a lot of people are ignorant to the fact that the elites are like, and there's even people beneath them that are so rich they actually fund governments, like, because the rich actually fund governments, and the chip is literally like debt slavery, but it's like even a bigger wealth transfer than what we're already in. Because even like man like that, the frontman like Rishi Sunak is the front guy, but he's worth 700 billion. If he had a 5% savings, bro, he'd be making 30 million a year on just residual. Like 700, he's worth 700 billion.
Billion.
No, sorry, 700 M. 700 M. But then he'd be making 30 mil. He'd be making 30 mil residual income just off literally his interest alone, bro. And like this whole system is
He's
set up.
donate that.
Yeah. This whole system is set up here where there's no way to tax wealth. You can't tax people's wealth. It's tax. There's only taxes on income streams.
The wealthy, basically.
Yeah, you can only tax people like if they on salary or if they get inheritance, or there's tax on flows, but there's not tax on like what you actually physically own.
Which once again goes into the oppression, man. Like Proverbs 29:2, right? When the wicked are, all the people mourn, man. People out here are mourning, man. You know, because when you look into just how the rich actually move, even just like let's say low level rich, how they move, how they buy things, how they do this, that, and the other, right? It's just like it's just mad. Yet the common
free reign, basically.
free reign, and that's why I was watching. What was that Steve? The Bill Gates documentary on Netflix, and there's one episode he's just driving, and he had this grin. And I can only describe it as the not in trouble as other men. This guy was happy, bro. I was like, wow.
He's not even a fucking scientist or nothing like that. And he's the head of leading medical affairs and all this other shit. You know, farming and all of that. Bro, he's not even he's not even
He got one
a
PhD.
doctorate in that. Yeah.
One PhD, bro.
Well, you should have seen this smile. Like, watch. I mean, the whole thing, because it's really like a PR thing for him. But it's like they're kind of going into, some of the plans that they have. And as always, it's just that thing of looking in, like listening to exactly what these devils are saying. Right?
Yeah. Ensuring secret of the perfect. Because at the end of the day, all these Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they're all lesser luminaries, but they're like illegitimate sons of these bankers, man. They're all part of that. That's like Adolf was an illegitimate son of one of the Solomon Rothschild and all that. So it's like they're part of that cabal. That's why they're able to have free reign, make all these policies and do what they want. Because they're above the law, basically. Their system.
Psalm 65:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Because once again on the topic of William, right? He likes to talk about this whole global warming thing, right? But it's just like when you really understand what these elites are planning to do, suggesting, to solve global warming.
It's
You're
very
like,
sanitary. How they
yeah. You know, and Esau's like that with a lot of the things that he says, man. You know, it's just, yeah.
The implementation of AI into the workforce, like
Yeah.
your AI is just going to take your meeting notes. It's just going to help you do your job better.
It's learning. Oh, this is what people talk about in meetings.
There's been those that said they're going to get rid of their employees last week.
Yeah.
What
What
and all that shit.
what I found very interesting about that, because Elon was the first guy in big tech to do a mass layoff.
Yeah.
No one else, yeah,
Twitter.
it's true, because he cut like, what was it? It was like 80% of the work.
Because his excuse was, you know, most of these things are bots and all these things and whatever, and that these people don't even need these people to run it.
You don't, but to be fair, what did it, and this goes to show you how
It's
Esau
fine.
does certain things, because he set them up. He set all of those employees up before the fact.
Inefficient.
Well, not only that, but to snitch on themselves. Because you remember before that, you had a whole series of a day in the life of. So it'll be a day in the life of a Twitter girl boss or whatever, and she's literally goes and go get a coffee, go to the meditation room. Like, man,
Meditation
room, bro. Like, I'm not even joking. This is how these men were living.
And they have meditation rooms and that for staff.
Yeah, but you know, but that like these were like, you know, yoga rooms, and they were living their life. So of course, when man's coming in, he's like, wait there, a lot of them people snitching themselves. Like, you're not doing any work, but they're taking home like million, $500,000, $1 million a year. It's insane.
I remember Trump was like, someone in my painful.
Because a lot of the ones that are getting cut off, a lot of the people that are getting cut off is women.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why these women are crying.
Exactly.
Comedian, though.
They're crying more and more in these last days.
Exactly.
So they're coming up for your benefits too now. Welfare.
Bro, you know, like as well, even with the councils here in the UK, yeah, a couple of people have gone into like a breakdown of what these councils are making. They got man at the top of the council making like 180,000 a year salary, and they're talking about we can't fund. We can't
Some of
fund.
them councils have gone
Yeah.
bankrupt.
They're saying they're gonna raise the parking fines from £60 to £90 minimum. Literally,
That's pain, man.
pain, bro,
They're taxed.
pain.
Because people can afford it, apparently.
That's how the ancient Roman Empire fell, because of increased taxes, and people were rebelling. And then there's riots and all of that. People sedition amongst against the government, sedition amongst men. Same thing is going to happen today.
Yeah,
in
collapse.
America, because
Social collapse.
increased tax. You know,
Yeah.
people fighting for panic buying, grocery shopping and all that.
Yeah,
People stealing all the eggs.
bro.
People are gonna go crazy because of the increase of tax. But they're earning, the living expense, the cost of living is not adding up.
Man, Thames Water's literally writing to man talking about, yeah, our infrastructure needs repairing and we need the people to help us to pay for it. So we're putting the cost of.
But these man were just straight money laundering, man.
Oh.
But once again goes to show you the hypocrisy of the Edomite, because the Edomite will go and say, "Oh, look at those." But once again, we ain't no bloody Africans. Look at those Africans, right? They're just so corrupt. But would you call Thames Water and them, man?
Oh,
Yeah.
Would you call like, yeah, all of these
Literally water laundering money, like
literally,
water, bro.
you know what I'm saying? It's
So
like
you're meant to pay for it.
exactly. We
Yeah.
get the people get none of the profits, but when they're in debt, the people now are the ones having to bail them out.
So not only was it their prices go up, for what purpose? So someone else can get a bigger bonus. Because that's what's going to happen. That's what always happens.
British Gas had like a bumper prop, was like the biggest
Biggest
profits
ever.
they've had. Yet these times,
COVID,
grandma's dying in cold.
Yeah.
It's like it, brother.
no, it's like during the COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did the winter fuel payments and this bullshit.
It's all corrupt.
Yeah.
Can I
Money they send them to the war, like Ukraine and stuff like that.
money to the war? So you got
Exactly.
inflating your money, you know. So it's all of his own doing. You know what I mean? It's all of the elite's plans.
Yeah.
And that's really putting strain on you, man. But that's why people are going to bug out, man. And I just want to get this from 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world, and then that dwell therein. The sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And the one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Because they're not going to be able to. Certain people are not going to be able to take it.
Yes.
You know, some people are going to be compliant.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they don't know what else to do anyway. And some people are not going to have it no more. You know, and rise up. Right?
Yeah.
So for there shall be sedition among men, and invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, their authorities. You know,
Yeah.
the powers that be. They're gonna start being rebellious, man. on a large scale.
Because you know when you was reading that, Zakar, I was thinking like right now, what the elites are playing a very good game on the minds of the people of like making the people kind of like look at the other person, but it's gonna come a point where people, Lord's gonna put the spirit in people like, that's you. You know, it will be like to the lower, you know, the visible elite, if you will, right? Whether it's your Rishi Sunaks or whoever it is, Starmers, right? People are gonna be like, nah, like, yeah, I don't like these blacks, but it's you.
But these men are not suffering like everybody else, man. Every time something bad happens to people, they're doing fine. They're doing better, even. You know, and so Penny's dropped in some places already, but these men are just really like taking advantage of everything.
Yeah. That's why the note says regard their king.
That's it.
Yep.
You know, because even when that same situation happened during COVID, but people didn't really rise up like that, but they could have.
Yeah.
It's when they found out that these guys was having parties, and it was like, you know, having, you know, close proximities and all these different things, while people were being told to stay in the house. People could have kicked off then, but you know, people, you know, minds is too weak.
Yeah.
But this time they're gonna kick off.
Yeah.
They're gonna start kidnapping, you know, politicians and stuff like, you know, they shit like that.
They kind of not to the extent of kidnap, but they kind of had like you remember with the whole the Supreme Court in America, like because they were gonna vote against abortion, some shit like that. You had a whole load of like activists that were camping outside their houses, basically protesting outside their houses and stuff like that. So it's gonna get to the point. Once again, it ain't just going to be a peaceful protest outside man's yard.
Even here in the UK, some MPs were actually being targeted for certain shit.
Yeah.
I think someone got.
They got done. That's why they needed the security.
Yeah.
Because even when we saw Rishi, he had security.
Yeah.
But again, that's the excuse now why they got to spend more money. You know what I mean? And you know, it swings and roundabouts, man. They know exactly what they're doing, man.
It's gonna be like a Mexico. Yeah, because in South America, when there's like sedition, them politicians in them South America, you know, they get hunted down, they get kidnapped and all that.
Yeah.
But you see what happened in India when they ran up in the mansions, you know, sleeping on man's beds and all that. They're in madness. Instead of like the president's house or whatever.
Like Sri Lanka.
Yeah, one of them places. So that's what's going to start happening in America. We're going to run up in that White House one of these days, man. We're going to get past security. Yeah, that's why they don't show movies like Olympus is falling and all that. Show you that the White House gets sort of like overtaken by, you know, foreigners and all that. Yeah, it's going to happen, man.
Yeah. It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no...
Yeah, so it says total breakdown of society. Man. That's when there's just going to be straight lawlessness. And then this is why Trump, the other day, they said that he went to meet up with some Israeli leaders to, you know, to permit the Noahide laws. The 7 Noahide laws that are in the Talmud. And one of them basically enforces the capital punishment of bringing back beheadings. As breaking one of the Noahide laws in the Talmud. And so Trump is going to enforce that in America, man. The 7 Noahide laws is basically going to bring back beheadings, man, which is written up in Revelation 20 as a punishment for anyone that comes against the, you know, the system, basically.
Yep. So, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So that means there's going to be panic buying, there's going to be food shortages, major famines. People are just going to be like, you know, people that are stockpiling, they're going to get hunted down. There's one guy that did a video saying that he's been stockpiling for mad years, like nearly over 10 years or something like that. And he's just got mad supplies, bruv. And the brother did a video saying, yeah, but all that supply is probably going to go to the men of the Lord.
Imagine like next week you get a heart attack or something. So you've been gathering for 10 years, for what purpose now?
You get caught in a situation where you can't get back home. That shit's just going to be left dormant. So men of the Lord has put the spirit in them to go. They go to the house there. It's just like they show in the movie The Road. They went into the basement and they found some stuff.
And then what was the recent one? With Jake and the girl ends up in the mansion. Leave the world behind. That's same shit.
So Jake, all that supplies are going to be for the men of the Lord in that time, man. Because the Lord said, my son should.
Also, ain't there like an anti-hoarding act or some shit like that? You know, it's like back, especially one of the things they did with the CV is like they basically put limits on certain
Yeah.
things that you can buy. So back in the day, you could just nowadays you can be like, oh, you've got your 3, you can't buy anymore.
Because he's been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
He's accumulated so much fucking.
But
resources.
this is
He must have to throw it them being soon though.
exactly.
They don't last forever,
He's
bro.
a stockpile, didn't it?
Yeah.
There's times to shift, man.
And
Yeah.
it goes to show people because let's be real, if you really are doing that, why are you telling people?
Yeah,
You know what I
dominated
mean?
as well. Like,
Ridiculous.
they did it, I mean, during the
Yeah, yeah.
people were showing their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know your neighbours would already. Everyone else
Exactly.
might know, but your neighbours know who you are. You're gonna come knocking on that day, man.
You got to be my man like, out of what leave well behind the record take, innit?
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't trying to be friends with nobody, man.
No.
He was doing that his business, man. Like as soon as man went up on his doorstep, it's like, what are you doing here?
Exactly. It's like we were friends.
Friends gonna become enemies.
That's right.
Second does the 6. Yeah, because they were neighbours for many years. They
Cool,
said it was cool, barbecues, all of that. As soon as all hell broke loose,
yeah.
like you're just a nigga, man. Don't come to my house.
Yeah.
You're an enemy, man.
You got something there?
Yeah.
Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures
I'm
upon earth.
I was like, the good father of my kids. Nah, next day. Don't come to the crib. Blow you away.
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
That's what all these people on the earth do. Yeah, the celebs of the world, sell-ups of our people. Even within Israel, man, you got jakes that are more thinking about the merchandise of making money, like the Sakaris and all of that, IYCs. They rather create wealth and tangible goods on this side and build up their spiritual bank account, man.
And that's why they put off the evil day, man.
That's why they're pointing up. That's why Sakari said what he said.
They're quite happy to sit here in Babylon.
Yeah, give it another 1,000 years, I'll be a trillionaire.
Yeah, Zimbabwean style trillionaire.
It's like, yeah, no, wait for a day, like another 1,000 years from now to 1,000 years. By then, I'll be a trillionaire, whatever. Then you know,
Yeah, he's quite comfortable in Babylon. Yeah,
he wants to stay there.
he's not in a rush to leave. You know?
But you know, I was thinking about, you know, the scripture on basically see your brother and decay.
Yeah, that's what possible we were bringing up.
Yeah, always bringing it up, yeah.
How you guys see they're boarding, man.
Boarding,
Mates,
yeah.
mates caked up, man. That's why he's all
Yeah.
globe trotting, man, jumping on
That's
different jets.
That's
So you're supposed to help your brother out. You're calling us bums and all that.
Yeah, I could do a holiday too. You know?
You're supposed to drop a little
That's
arms for the brother. You're supposed to be a brother. You're supposed to drop arms for us and say,
Here you go.
Nah. We're black Hebrews, like.
yeah, you're not bums anymore because I just gave you some money.
Exactly. But on that, I was kind of thinking the sentiment behind that is basically, you know, empathy, right?
Yeah.
You're looking on your brother, he's like, yo, man, you know, it did make you feel good to see your brother being down,
Yeah.
right? But then because I was thinking about in reference to this particular situation, it's like, okay, cool, you're doing good, but most of Jake hate.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
be
not
real.
concerned about that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you may see even be a Jake in the world. You see them, let's say they're out in the streets and they're through. You're like, man, this is some hell, man.
Even niggas in the world see homeless and like, yeah, here's $20.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, not every time, but you know, them rich niggas, sometimes they be going out in the ends. And like Takashi was known for that. He said he used to go around
Give it
the
to
areas just giving out to Hispanics. He'll give them a couple hundreds of dollars and all that hand it out. Look at Nate, man. Nate's got all this money. He ain't helping no one, bro. Except himself. That shows you that
He's
he's
enterprise.
a facade. Yeah, that shit's a facade, man. He's just trying to build his own empire.
He needs 8K cameras, man.
Yeah. But it's
He's saving.
it's one of them ones where it's like, regardless of, you know, whatever cardinal whatever else, it's like, bro, if the rest of our people ain't good, it's like, what really is? What does it mean? Scriptures in Isaiah 6, he said, basically, you know, we're looking for a time where basically all Jake is good, man.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
You
The
know
kingdom
what
of
I'm
heaven,
saying?
that's
Yeah.
what the kingdom of heaven is about.
Yeah.
Every Israelite's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're all going to be wealthy, from the least to the greatest. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. But we're not all going to be. There's not going to be no such thing as a poor or welfare Israelite in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're all going to be rich, man. Even like from the least of us, they're going to be super rich. So they're going to be what a Rothschild is today in this society, more and more, and more in the kingdom. Because they're going to own land. We're going to have slaves. We're going to have commodities.
That's it.
We're gonna own
Because the thing is, Israel's going to be greater than the greatest of Esau, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least Israel could be better than that.
That's why it says
You know?
one day in the Lord's kingdom is better than 1,000 years on this side. It says
Yeah.
that in the book of Psalms. They're just going to be balling, man.
Balling.
Like, literally balling.
We ain't gonna need to worry about what we can and can't afford.
Yeah.
They're not things we're gonna question anymore.
We ain't gonna worry about damn stupid tax laws. We ain't gonna worry
Right, your
about
woman cheating on you.
exactly.
Your
No,
kids
no.
getting kidnapped. None of that
We're
shit.
so well,
Half
we're
of your
not even
wealth
thinking
going to
about
the woman.
Exactly.
things like
Yeah.
that. We're just gonna have having abundance, and that's gonna be it.
Like, Lord's really going to, that's why it says scriptures, man, eyes not seen.
Yeah.
The Lord's really going to bless Islam. The blessings that we're going to receive, that's why brothers are going to be like loathing themselves. It says that in Ezekiel. Because the blessing that we're going to receive is going to be like, we don't deserve this, man. Lord's is giving man too much.
You know, it talks about the different gemstones, like, and the
Yeah.
wall,
The
the
gems,
thing,
all that,
Jasper,
come on, man.
Jasper. Man, like, average Jake don't even know what it looks like. Like,
When you see some of them AI videos and it's showing you that the castle is built out of gems and golden city and all that, come on, man. It's like it's far beyond man's imagination, bro.
But even so, because even although it was here, it was carnal. Weren't that the same way that the Taj Mahal was kind of built? But then it was like Esau took all of the gems off of it or something like that.
oh,
Right?
Stealing shit.
You know what I'm saying? But if that's like some Elamites in this world, imagine what Jake are gonna be doing.
Yeah, Babylon, I mean, yeah, ancient Babylon, Hanging Gardens.
But you know, yeah, I think that goes without saying what you mentioned, man, because all these wonders of the world, like even the Temple of Jerusalem was one of those wonders, and now it's just nothing. All the gold out of it, you know what I mean? It's all been taken out, you know what I mean? So
Big menorahs, they
You know what I
stole
mean?
all that shit, man. Probably melted it down and, you know, did their own thing. It's probably the bullion that they got right now in vault somewhere.
and that's why the scripture speaks about, you know, their wickedness is a testament against them, man, because the treasures of the wickedness is still in their hands, you know, so they can't deny it.
All the witches that they've swallowed, they're going to vomit it.
That's right.
All that gold that these Rothschilds and all that, all them vaults of gold, that really belongs onto the children of Israel.
Oh, they shall
It's
vomit
hard
it up.
gold, man. And if it ain't hard gold, it belongs to the indigenous tribes, the Northern Kingdom that was in America, man, because that's where they stole all that gold from anyway. During the gold rush and all that.
Yeah.
They stole all that gold, all them gems, Argentina, all the silver, all the gold, the resources. Like, even the other day I saw a video, I don't know where it was, but it was cracking some rocks,
geez,
and
okay,
it was
that's
black
interesting.
diamonds, bro.
Yeah.
It was just cracking some
Yeah.
big ass rock, and it was just full of black diamonds, bro. It was cracking it. So these devils are swallowed down mad riches, man. They're gonna vomit it all up. That's gonna be our riches and the resources in the kingdom. That's why it says the doors are not gonna be shut in the kingdom. We're gonna be constantly bringing in those resources, man.
You know what it was kind of like, because you know I know we was reading Revelation 17, but also Revelation 18 goes into like the ships. You know, when you've ever seen like an aerial image of like one of those docks in America, and it's just like ship, and then you just see the lineup of ships just waiting to dock. So now
Cargoes and shit.
cargo ships and stuff like that. But in Israel, we're gonna be having that, right? People, the doors are open. So like,
Yeah.
you got this delivery, check it.
We're gonna go back to that maritime law. Maritime law is gonna be a big thing in the kingdom. The ships are gonna be coming in, shipments of goods, like constant. So the doors are never gonna be shut. That's why we're gonna be so rich.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We're gonna be the real 1% on the earth.
Oh yeah.
You know? Real elites. Righteousness, though. Like these devils, man. They got all the wealth in the world, but they're still being leaving people impoverished. Talk about third world. There should be no third world countries. All the money that these devils have accumulated, all the wealth that they stole, and you know, the diamonds, blood diamonds, and all that. There should be no third world countries, man, on the earth. Man. They should all have like wealth, man. You know?
Sounds broken.
Yes, sir. This is John 14 and 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
And those mansions is not even talking about planet Earth. That's talking about space, man. That's talking about, you know, the galaxies and all that. You know, the Milky Way, and all these different places, man. It's infinite space. That's what that's talking about. But this is planets from planets. And Esau, you know, does these new discoveries, saying that there's different planets on the Earth, or planets in the sky, space that resemble Earth and all that, or even bigger than Earth, but they look like, you know, the planet Earth. So we're going to inherit all of that, man. We're going to put other heathens on there as our slaves.
Yeah, and what the beautiful thing is, it's just like the Lord is just going to give all of this to us, just like that. No, whenever you watch these movies, it's always like we were, researching this for hundreds of years or whatever, and it's like, nah, everything that Esau wants to obtain in a moment, in a twinkle of an eye, but the Lord's just going to get it.
That's what you gave up, Esau. That was your blessing. You gave up the rights to immortality, man, for carnal means. So now we're gonna enjoy that, and you're gonna suffer. You're gonna be in slavery, man. Getting your ass whooped, man.
So Second Ezra 8:51. Say, but understanding thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you,
Yeah, get this understanding. And there's only one true doctrine, man. There's not no many different doctrines. You got guys out here. Someone can get 2 Timothy 4:4 real quick.
But I say, this is like the greatest treasure.
Yeah.
Right. And you know how like Solomon asked the Lord for wisdom, precious, right?
Yeah.
And through wisdom he gained everything else. Through this truth we gain everything else.
It's better than rubies.
Yep.
Yep.
So this is the greatest treasure to have because this opens up a whole heap of doors.
Yeah.
The Most High will bless you with, man. Like, you understand it beyond human capacity. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is the real Pandora's box, man. Once you open this, like all kinds of blessings and mystery, you get the mysteries. These are all the mysteries of the earth, but written within the Bible, man. People are trying to seek out these dark sayings and dark mysteries of these different ancient books and texts, when all the mysteries are in one book.
This makes the whole world make sense.
Yeah, so it made the whole world come to fruition.
Yeah.
Literally.
You've got the what they call it, conundrums, right? Was it the chicken or the egg first, or what is the meaning of life? And it's like the scriptures tell you the answers to all that, man.
We're the Most High. Yeah.
And then, these scientists, these astrophysicists, they're always trying to find out the beginnings of this. They're always looking for the next fucking particle.
Oh, what happens when you die? I told you what happens when you die. You
Exactly.
just don't believe it.
The only thing is, you're going through the science review, you haven't come to the answers yet, so you keep looking further and further beyond, right? Because you haven't got to the answer that it began with the word.
That's it.
That's what it began with.
Yeah.
Well, and then the scriptures, what my thoughts are higher than your thoughts,
Exactly.
man. Because so what you mean it was just a word? Look, man, this is the Most High we dealing with.
Yeah.
Just in the same way as I always give the example. You don't be looking through your man's phone, man. We're the Most High's woman. There's certain things, as it says in Deuteronomy 29:29, that are they're things that are given to us. It was like, well, you get the things I give you, innit? It was you on a need to know basis.
Tell me the way of flame. Explain to me where the wind starts from and all of that.
Yeah, the weight of a flame and all that. All this science and all that knowledge goes back to the wisdom of the Lord, man. It comes from the Heavenly Father, man. So wouldn't you expect to go to His source to receive the true understanding of His creation, when all that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding comes from Him?
To get all the jigsaw pieces, man.
Yeah. That's why these people are stupid out here. You doubt the Bible, saying it's a fictional book and all of this, and all the mysteries and secrets of creation itself is written in code in this one book, man. It's not in it. None shall want her mate.
But the only thing is, it's only accessible to the Most High Allah prophets.
Yeah.
It's
revealing the secrets unto His servants, the prophets, man.
That's right.
So you have to be.
And let's not say we know everything, because we don't know everything. There's things that show off to us right now.
Know in part.
And there's something that as a mortal, in the flesh, we can't even comprehend and hold that type of information, man.
Now these bodies
when we change.
When we're changed, exactly. That's what I'm saying. When we get in the kingdom, we're gonna know everything, like every little thing, every little molecule, cell of creation, man. We're gonna know every science.
It's just gonna make sense.
Yeah, we're just gonna know everything. Equations, mathematical, everything's just gonna align. Like you can show you that in Wakanda when it was like in Wakanda and they had all the maths and that, all the calculations for everything, all the sciences, how they can construct things and all that using the vibranium and all that. That's how we're going to be on that type of level, but even higher than that. So we're going to be a level of like gods, So we're going to be able to control and create things as well, create new things.
Or it's like when Yahushua turned water into wine, man.
All that.
It's like wine isn't like water is H2O. Wine's a whole load of other
So can't even do that to this day.
Can I read something? I need to dip in this. I just want to read something quickly. So James chapter 5 verse 1. So go to now, ye rich men, and weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Right. So as we were speaking about with the riches that Esau's got right now, he has to give them up. Right. It's, verse 3: Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. It's a witness against you because you got all this through wickedness.
Yeah.
Right. And so you got to pay for that. You got to what do they call it? Reimburse. Right. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have keep treasure together for the last days, not for yourselves. Right? You conveniently brought it into into one spot or amongst yourselves, so it can be easy taken back. That's it. So behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of armies, man. So all that you've stolen, people are complaining of all the things you've stolen. And there's an example with I think it's some in India, right? They were complaining about jewels that they stole during that time period, right? And how they wouldn't give it back. So it's not only just us crying against you; all the nations are crying against you, man. Right? And the Lord hears it all. As much as the Lord don't give a shit about the heathen, the Lord hears it all. Right? You're gonna right? And so you're gonna pay back everything that you've stolen.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. The reapers and all that. The laborers, I think you just read that about the laborers.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Laborers who have reaped down your fields, who worked for you.
Yeah.
You had under captivity. We
receive no
compensation
for our labours, man.
They made no account of our labors.
No account of our labours. That's it.
But the Most High, he sees and hears all, right? So he's gonna recompense that they troubled us, as the scriptures say. So we're gonna get back plus everything, plus more than we took from us.
We don't want no 40 acres and 2 million. Fuck that. No. We don't need all that. We want you. We need your livestock. We need your land. We need everything.
Well, listen, we're gonna inherit the earth.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have it all ultimately, man. Your humans got a place in the world, so it's not like you have no use. But the earth is only made for our sakes, as the scripture also says. Oh no, I'm gonna get back in it. So
it's on that same point. Get 2 Thessalonians 8:1. Just like the elder was making the point. This earth was made for I that. You got it? Yeah. Yeah, so read 2 Thessalonians 8:1, it's the same point the elder just made. Because the world that's coming on the earth, like it says, like this world was made for many, but the world to come is made for a few. Go ahead.
So Ezra 8:1, and he answered me, saying, the Most High has made it this word for many, but the word to come for few.
Yeah, and the few is the elect. That's why we always concentrate on the elect, man, the remnant, because they're the only ones that's going to come back to repent to the Lord. You've got a lot of Israelites waking up nowadays, but a lot of them, a lot of them, if they're not even really involved in this thing, a lot of them on the cheerleading side of things. They're camp hoppers. You got a lot of women that are coming on the comic boards. And they're not really, 100% involved in this, basically cheerleaders. And they keep jumping from camp to camp to comment on brothers' videos, but they're not in the right mindset, man. You got a lot of women doing videos nowadays talking shit about the Israelites, why you shouldn't follow the Israelites and all that. Them bitches are going off, man. And they're gonna be destroyed, man, because Eve has been one of the main reasons why we fell apart as a people in the first place, because she came up against the Israelite man. And she came up against us and went on the side of the devil to play the devil's advocate, man. So Eve, you black women are gonna be catching up on time in hell in these last days. Yeah. That's what Isaiah 32 comes into play and all these other precepts, man. Micah 7 and 10. Because you women are, a main catalyst to the main reason, one of the main reasons why the Israelite man is in the position that they're in, and why we're not, why it's so hard for us to rise up as a people, man.
You've been a tool in Esau's weaponry against us, man.
Advocate for the devil, man.
Because what did he do? He gave you all the jobs. So it's like when you let's be real, when you look at corporate, man, you get a lot of even corporate, man.
Yeah.
And they be living good as well.
Yeah, a lot of these women are getting them high paid jobs now, man.
Oh, but Elon is taking them away.
Yeah. They was complaining for a long time about the wage gap. It really didn't exist. That wage gap didn't really exist. The point of the matter was You women don't do the jobs that men do.
Exactly.
You don't work the long hours that us we do anyway. So that's why you're not earning the same wages. That wage gap shit was a myth. But now you women are getting them high paid jobs in offices,
Yep.
but you're still like slacking basically, you know,
And
because you're the weaker vessel at the end of the day. And you're not happy, man. Even a lot of these women that want to be self-sufficient and all that independent, a lot of them are just lonely, you know, on antidepressants, and they're not happy, man, because they're not living their main purpose in life, which is to create a family, man, and look after their kids and their husband and their house. That's what a woman was made to do. It says that from the book of Genesis 3, man, that a man should rule over you. You're supposed to be subject to your husband.
Yeah.
That's what you was made to do, not to fucking go out there in the world and to be an office slaw, you know, for the so-called white man, for the enemy.
But that's one of the reasons we look forward to the kingdom, man, where things get turned the right way up.
Yeah.
Because what we witness in this world, man, it's just upside down. This whole world is upside down. But Isaiah 29:16, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Right? You know.
And Isaiah 4:1, like Apostle Elder Tahar keeps reminding us, brothers, and you know, other brothers are doing the same videos as well. The Isaiah 4:1 is going to happen on this side, man. Don't listen to IUIC saying it's going to happen in the kingdom, because the women ain't going to be suffering in the kingdom. There ain't going to be no reproach in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be in their blessing.
Once
So
again,
why they're going to need to be protected, so on and so forth, from in imminent danger, when we're going to be in our own kingdom, we're going to be set up for life. That's talking about on this side, because these women are really catching so much hell in the time of Jacob's trouble. They're going to be running to men for that protection, but not just any men, the Israelite man, because they're going to find out the man is more precious than fine gold. The man is the prize, not the woman. That's why you got all these the manosphere, the red pills, and all that. It's basically proving that the man is the prize and not the woman, man. You women are the problem, but the man is the solution. Having a man is the right man, or Israelite man is the solution, man. And you women are going to realize that when all hell breaks loose, when you more and more you lose your jobs, and you're losing all your welfare checks and all of that, then you're going to realize, look, man, you have to share a man. Because the man is more precious, and there's less of them than there are of you. Because there's so many fucking women on the earth. You're going to have to fight for, you know, you're going to have to fight for that man. So that means you're going to have to share it. Polygamy, man. What do they call it? Hypergamy, all that shit. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor.
Yeah, we referenced that from James the 5th chapter, where the elder just read in regards to the laborers that reap down your fields, but they ain't receive no account for their labors, man. But it's all right, man. We don't want no 40 acres and the tumults, as we said. You keep that shit for yourself right now. We are reparations, will that keep that for yourself. Our reparations is when we got you as slaves in the kingdom, man. We got chains and yokes of irons around your neck, around your children's necks and all that, and ankles. That's gonna be real reparations, man. When you're slaves in the Lord's kingdom, the Lord said it. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience in the faith of the saints, and who are the saints? The Israelites. So that's our reparations waiting to be paid off. Go ahead.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Yeah, they're gonna be frightened for one. They're gonna be shitting themselves, and men's hearts failing them for fear because of the way that Israel's gonna be delivered.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be by way of ships or by way of walking through the Red Sea this time. This time it's gonna be by way of chariots, man. The white man calls UFOs, and that's a spectacle that's never been seen on the earth, where you're gonna see a whole nation of people being beamed up into the sky, man, into the heavens. That's never been seen before. That's why it's gonna be a wonder.
And also, like, they're gonna be like, shit, so they're right about this. But we're going into slavery, aren't we?
Then they're gonna realize that the Lord is a so-called black man. They're gonna realize that, oh shit, that Jesus the Christ character was a false depiction of the Lord. He was never a white man in the first place. He's really a so-called tall black man. And he's coming to kick our asses, man, because we enslaved his people. So then you people gonna realize you're free.
Yeah. Because at that point, there's no more debate.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Shit, America is gonna get this place.
Yeah.
What the Space Force, bro?
Yeah, the Lord's gonna blow your space force out of the skies, man. It's like a war in heaven, man.
Yeah,
The
nothing,
Lord said he's gonna destroy you swiftly.
nothing to be perceived but dust and smell of smoke.
Exactly. The Lord said he's gonna make a speedy riddance of Esau and his army. He's gonna put the pressure on you
Yeah.
to want to fight him, man. Because he already knows that you're gonna lose anyway, but he wants to make you try and fight him so he can blast you out of the heavens, man. Literally, Lucifer falling from the skies, man.
Yeah, well, it's like Trump said, man. He wants to let it play out so people can witness. And that's
Yeah.
what the Lord's going to do, man. He's going to witness, let people witness Esau's demise. So, like, you know how Rahab the harlot said we heard about the Lord did not see and witness it.
Yeah, oh, it said all eyes shall behold him. Revelation 1 and 7.
Yeah.
But
Every
then
eye shall see him.
every eye shall see him, yeah.
Yeah.
And then as well, it's like Ezekiel 36, speaking about how the Lord is doing this for his namesake.
Yeah.
So he wants to be on the fair these nations.
Yeah, the Lord likes to make a spectator, like spectator sport and all that. The Lord likes to make a spectacle of things, especially major events like that.
Mm.
Like the Exodus, that still talks about to this day, man. They make movies and cartoons on it. You know, the deliverance of Israelites. That's like one of basically the greatest Israelite deliverance until this present day. That's what Jeremiah 16 and 14 tells you. You can read it, that this one's going to outshine that. But that's since that time. There's no other time when Israel has been delivered in such a great magnitude than when the time of Moses was on the sea. Until now. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah, we still have a high holy day based upon that, the Passover, which we're getting ready to celebrate, in the next couple of weeks, man. And there's going to be there's going to be a blood moon, a full moon. It's going to be a blood moon. That's never happened. That's like the first time that's ever happened. There's going to be a blood moon on the night of the Passover. So you already know something very spiritual.
Yeah.
Like a great spectacle is getting ready to happen, man.
So,
You know, spiritual power is getting ready to come back on an higher level as well. Because like the apostles mentioned, during the time of Yahweh Shai, the Passover, when he passed, it was like during the Pentecost. It was a couple days, it was 50 days after. And the apostles, the disciples that later became apostles, they received some spiritual power, speaking in tongues, cloven clouds and all that. So we're getting ready to see some major spectacles on the earth. The Lord's really going to show his miraculous works through his men in these last days. So who knows what's going to happen after that? That day, either the night of the Passover or after that, something crazy is going to happen, man. So you already see what's going on this year alone. We're already in March.
Yeah.
This year's gone quick, man. We're already in March.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks from now, Passover, shit's speeding up, man. The Lord said he's going to cut the time short too.
Yeah.
That's why you know we're not going to be here for another 1,000 years. The Lord said he's going to cut the time short for his elect's sake.
yeah.
So don't listen to Sakari, man. They're full of shit.
But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
North where? North America, man. That's why America's always been prophesied in the Bible. The new Babylon, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, is talking about the land of the north, which is where? America.
So,
The innermost part of the earth, which is America. They call it the fourth part of the earth, or the ends of the earth. That's talking about America, man. The Lord said we're going to prophesy into the ends of the earth. That's not talking about Swahili and all them different places where, or Smyrna and all that. That's not talking about the ends of the earth. Ends of the earth is America, the fourth part of the world and all that.
it says, but Yahweh lived, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them.
So Israel scattered as well. So that's showing you that Israelite foreigners are around the four winds of the earth. Because the Lord literally said that he's going to deliver Israel from the land of the north, which is North America. And then he's going to deliver Jakes that are scattered around the four winds. And that goes into Isaiah 11. It said that it talks about the outcasts of Israel, outcasts of Judah. They're going to be gathered, you know. So Jake scattered, man. You know, even when I was watching that movie, the Zulu warrior and all that, what's his name again? Shaka Zulu Slaka, yeah. And he's a Jake, man. And in that movie, they even mentioned that the fact that the Jews that were dispersed basically are the ones that came over to the land of Africa, you know, East Africa, where Shaka Zulu was. It was saying Southeast Africa, where Shaka Zulu is. So these are the dispersed Jews. So that talks about the outcasts of Israel that were scattered around the four winds of the earth. You know?
Yep. And it says, and I'll bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers.
What land? The land of Israel. That's our holy land, man. That's the land that Abraham was walking through, sojourning through when he came out of the Chaldees. The Lord told him to go into that pleasant land, man. And that was going to be his inheritance for his people from generation to generation, generations to come. So that's the land of our forefathers, man. That's our land. That's not Esau's land. That's not them Palestinians' land. That's why there's never going to be peace in that land, because you got a bunch of heathens over there. Don't talk about Trump's Gaza. There ain't gonna be no Trump Gaza. And first and foremost, the temple was talking about a people before it's a place. The third temple was talking about the children of Israel. So get that. Second Corinthians 6. There's one in 1 Corinthians 2. The Lord said that we are the temple of the Lord. So spiritually, the temple of the Lord is talking about the elect waking up around the four winds of the earth. Not talking about actual building, man. Trump talking about Trump's Gaza and all that. We ain't building no temple over there in the Lord's land, Gaza, wherever it is you want to go. That's not going to happen, man. That's part of that vain imagination that your houses are going to continue forever. You devils are going into slavery, man. You're going to have no time to be building up no third temple where you're going, man. If you got it,
2 Corinthians 6:16. And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power.
Read it again, huh? What agreement?
And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols?
What agreement of the temple of the Most High with idols? And there's nothing but idol worship in Babylon the Great. Land of the free, land of the free was it free of religion or whatever they say?
Yeah, freedom of religion.
Freedom of religion. That's nothing but idol worship over there in the land of America. When the Lord said, what? Read that again.
Yep, it says, and what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols?
So what agreement has the temple of the Most High go with idols? So why is Trump talking about going over to Gaza and all that to build up the third temple? The Lord said he ain't got no agreement with you devils. You devils worship idols. You're a bunch of idol worshippers, and furthermore, you're not the children of the Lord. You're a bunch of Edomites. You're a bunch of heathens, imposters in the Lord's land. Go ahead.
Yep. For ye are the temple of the living power.
We are the temple of the living power, man. We're the bricks and the mortar. We're the building blocks of the temple, the third temple. It's a spiritual thing, man. We don't need no actual building, to go. Furthermore, because we're not going to be committing any sin. That's what the temple was built for in the first place, because we had to, go over there to, get remission for our sins, because we, had to do sin sacrifices and all that in the temple with the Levite priests and all that, all that proceedings and all that, because that we was going off as a people. But the third temple is going to be us as a people coming back to the Lord in righteousness, man, and we're going to be in a righteous state. So we're not going to be, we're not going to need no physical building no more, because the Lord said He's going to be with us forever. It says that we're going to be forever with the Lord. In 1 Thessalonians, it says that. In Revelation 21, it says that the Lord's going to be with us. So why are we going to need a third temple? We ain't going to need to do no sin offerings. We're not going to commit those sins. That law's been done away with, man. We're going to be made perfect. We're going to keep the law, statutes. The law, statutes, and judgments are going to be put on our inward parts, in our minds, 100%. So we're going to be 100% righteous and 100% perfect, man. We're never going to go off. So what need is there going to be for a sin offering? The only offerings we're going to keep is like Passover and stuff like that, because we actually have to put offerings up to the Lord in the proceedings and that. But the sin offerings are going to be done away with, man. We ain't going to need that no more. So that we are the temple of the Lord. So there's not going to be no need for no third temple. And furthermore, you are a bunch of Edomites, and you ain't got no rights to build with us.
Yeah, that's it. It's like that goes back to Ezra again.
Exactly. What were them heathens trying to build it up with Zerubbabel and all that? And he said, look, you ain't got no business with us, man. You can't build with us, man. And what did they do? They tried to sabotage us building the temple. Because they got nothing to do with us. Yeah. Yeah, Haman Malone and them, man. Tried to sabotage the, and then, Cyrus is like, no, giving them the credence to build the second temple, rebuilt it. And then the Edomites came and sacked it again anyway in 70 AD. They came through with Titus on them, stole all the menorahs, all the gold. You saw the Arch of Titus. It showed you basically them boasting and bragging about them taking our temple and you know, defiling. And even before then, you had Antiochus sacrificing pigs in the temple and all that, man. Bringing prostitutes into the temple prostitutes and all that. Having sex and all that. Yeah, desecrated the temple. So we ain't gonna go through that again. We're gonna go through that again, man. We don't need no building, man. We are the building.
Yeah.
The Lord said He's not.
Oh,
It doesn't
oh,
go on
yeah,
temples made with man's hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fuck Trump, man, and these
Yeah.
Trump's Gaza, man. That's BS,
Fuck Trump.
isn't it, man?
Fuck
Fuck
all
Trump,
you
man.
Edomites.
Yeah, man. We need him as a guy as a slave because we know, yeah, Trump's doing his job and all that, but we know he works for the devil. We know he works for them small hats, man. You'll come against the Ukrainians, but you will never come against them small hats.
That's it.
You're gonna come against Bibi and them, man. That's biting the hand that fed him.
Yeah.
You can't come against them Israelis like that because they already know they're gonna take his ass out if we ever try to do that. We set you up.
They'll just be like, Trump, you remember JFK?
Yeah.
Do you want to get JFK?
You know what I'm saying? We'll take out you, your family, your son. We'll take you all out, man. One weekend, man. How dare you try to come up against us, man? We set your ass up.
It might just start off with one like Melania just dropped.
Yeah, she just dropped dead from the helmet.
Exactly.
And the son
They'll say
gets,
it's a Russian chemical attack.
yeah, and the son commits suicide all of a sudden,
Yeah,
you know, because he lost his mother. And then they leave Trump for lost.
that's it.
So Trump ain't gonna come against them small hats, man, because that's who he works with, man. He works for them.
Yeah. Well, like the way like when he was around Keir Starmer or Macron and my man Zelensky, he was bullish. When he was around Bibi, he was behaved, bro. He sat there quiet. Like yes, we special relationship between Israel.
Yeah, that's the true special relationship.
Yeah.
England's still trying to beg it, like from the Tony Blair era.
Do you know what? Even this Keir Starmer situation, it's like you know when your parents shout at you, and you go to your uncle or your auntie.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about your mother. So
Yeah.
you just like
Yeah.
that kind of self.
That's it. So it's coming down, man. And if you can read First Corinthians, that one, temple there. And then let's move on from there. So yeah, man. Hella prophecies are coming to pass, man. This year is going to be a spectacle. Yeah, for real, man. 2025 is going to be a hell of a spiritual year, man. And our other rutters are, you know, Passover, things just kick off even more, man. You know, it goes into more momentum, man. You know,
He's got wailing in the background.
yeah, because they're going to be weaker than national team. Yeah, you women are going to be wailing like banshees in these last days, man. All that pride, all that man ain't shit, and all that independent. You women are gonna you women are gonna be fucking sorry in these last days, man. You're gonna be humble, man. Yeah. Told you that you're gonna be in that mournful state, in sackcloth kind of mournful state.
Because if the scripture says in that day that a man is gonna be like a woman,
Exactly.
you know,
Man's gonna be holding his loins
yes,
like a woman.
there's great pain coming, man.
Pain.
Great
I've never
pain.
seen before, man.
And this protection that Esau has afforded you, he's gonna take it away. He's gonna leave you hanging, man. And
Yeah,
this,
because there was a deception from the beginning.
exactly, man. It's like you hear some of the stories. I'll give it to be like certain other colleagues that I've worked with, right? And then like they'll be like, you know, like just a regular Edom, you know what I'm saying? Like a happy-go-lucky kind of like dweeby Edomite. But then when talk of their ex-wife comes up, you see their whole countenance change. And then twice or so I experienced it. I was like, yo, when that day comes, he's gonna kill her. When that day comes, he's gonna kill her. You know
A
what
lot
I'm
of these
saying?
women to be getting ravished as well. That's in the
Yeah.
scripture. A lot of you women that be getting I think there was one story, and the guy said that these guys broke into their crib, gang of niggas, and the guy basically the husband hid in the closet, man, because he didn't want to come out, and then he had to listen there while his woman was getting raped up, man.
Oh,
His
shit.
woman was getting ravished by a bunch of dudes, and he had to hide himself in the closet
Nah.
and listen to that shit, man, because he didn't want to get killed.
Edomite.
Yeah, I think it was an Edomite at the time. I heard the story like the other day.
Hey,
And that just proves that the ravishing's going to be on another level in these last days, man. Men are going to have to hide in their own house while their daughters and wives are getting ripped up, bro.
Oh, you got to go out in glory, man. Like, bro,
A lot of
Bro,
men
you
are going
gotta
to be
protect-
crying these last days, bro.
yeah, bro, nah, it just go show you, man. That Esau's a weak spur. Like, bro, you mean I'm just gonna be there hiding while my
Wife's
wife
getting
getting
beat.
raped?
That's crazy. How
Just
do you
getting
come back?
beat.
What are you gonna say to
All
her?
you're hearing is mad screaming and that.
Exactly.
Oh, allow it, pounding.
Lie, bro.
Nah, bro. You even if you get dead, it's
Yeah, you
nah,
gotta go out like a,
come
you
on,
gotta go out like a warrior, man.
come on,
Go out on your shield or something. You gotta protect your wife. That's what you're there for.
You know what I'm
You're supposed to
saying,
protect your house.
bro? That she's getting divorced the next day, man. Fuck that
She's
shit.
still alive.
If she's still alive, fuck that
You're
shit.
a savage, man. That's how it's gonna be in these last days. A lot of men.
It's gonna get nasty.
It's gonna get wild because men are gonna be breaking into people's houses, and they're gonna see the children and all that. They're gonna have their way with them, man.
Yeah,
They're
because
gonna care.
what is it saying?
Especially the martial law troops.
Oh yeah,
That's what
yeah,
they're known for doing. Anytime they go to Afghanistan, all them places, what are they known for doing? Raping up their women, man. Just go through raping up the villages, man.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because they're effectively, they're above the law.
Yes.
They're what's
No
judge, jury, and
consequence, yeah.
execution.
No consequence. They just go through,
Exactly.
start raping up the woman, the wife, the daughters,
We thought they were insurgents.
and then sometimes they take pictures and shit as
Yeah.
well. They brag and
We'll have
boast
to
about
do
the shit. So
That's
in that time in martial law, and they got a lot of foreign troops going to come to America to fight, basically American citizens when all hell breaks loose. They're going to be running through you tribes, man. Tribes, women and daughters and all that. They're going to be running through you, man. It tells you that in Zechariah. Someone can get that as well. I think it's Zechariah 4, first two verses. That's talking about Israel, but it's talking about these times too.
Real quick, if I can.
You got
It's Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
love of men is going to wax cold. People are becoming more heartless, man. You notice that on the day to day, man. People are getting into more fights, more arguments over petty things. They're willing to kill people over fucking fast food and all of that. People are losing their mind. People, stabbings and all of these different people, little children are getting stabbed up more and more.
Just as we've been here, like 3 girls have been arrested, 14, 17, and 13, killing 75-year-old man.
That's what I'm saying. Little youths is murdering people nowadays, and boasting about it. Like the other day, they found one dude. I think it was on the news. The teenager was hiding in the park, and then the police came and arrested him. And they basically just got finished stabbing up a bitch because she dissed him or something like that. And he just stabbed her to death on the way to school. And then he went to the park and he was just standing there. And then the police rolled on him and said, "What do you want with that?" And said, "You're under arrest." And he was like, "What? I ain't done nothing." It's heartless. Like, he didn't even. There was no remorse on his face or nothing like what he did. He was just standing in the park like it was nothing.
There was 2 Jake here that stabbed up another Jake about 3 years younger than him. They went to the pub and had some Guinness.
Of course.
And then
Jake don't give a shit no more, man. These little youths are heartless, man. These little gremlins out here. That's why these little gremlins are gonna be dead. These little niggas are like.
That's what Trump.
Rodents, man.
That's what Trump said. What he said, man. He was like, "Look, man, we're gonna go to Chicago."
Yeah.
Because if it's bad, I can only imagine how bad it is in the States, man.
In England.
Yeah.
In England.
My
brothers did. In England. Trump boys.
Because even like I'll be speaking to my nan, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go, food shopping." Like after this, the school children have basically left, and I'm like, right, like back in the day, you didn't have to, as a grown adult, you didn't have to navigate when maybe you didn't want it busy, fair enough. But it's like nowadays, like it ain't just the busyness; it's like they're gremlins, man.
Gremlins, man. They're heartless, man. They got pure demons.
Demons.
That's why they all talk about demon time. Demon time this. It's all that these youths are propagating for that drill music and all that. Talk about being on demon time. Like they're actually like enforcing that. Like they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
These little rugrats out here, man. That's why the law's got to kill them, man. The law said they should bring forth monsters. These little niggas are monsters for real, man. Either whether it's a boy or girl. Some of the girls are worse than the boys, man. Setting up guys and all that shit over jealousy and all that, these different things. It's gonna get rife out here anyway. If you find Zechariah.
Oh no, I was checking. So
Okay.
we're a bit back. It's a bit dark.
Yeah, we're gonna cut in a minute anyway. To come back. Lots of preset cutouts.
Yeah.
It's all chilly and all that shit. It's extra chilly. Go ahead, Zechariah. -1 Zechariah.
Maybe it's about 18.
Yeah, 41, I think. It's ravishing. And if you get eyes
I'll
at
get that,
30, Behold, I mean, this is Zechariah 14. I mean, it's start from 1. So, behold, the day of the Lord cometh,
Mhm.
and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee.
And this happened in ancient time, but this is going to happen again with Israel, man. Wicked Israelites, man. Go ahead.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the cities shall be taken, and the houses
This is about a people before it's a place. Jerusalem, all these nations are going to come against Jerusalem for battle. They're talking about a people before it's a place. Because they're not going to come against actual Jerusalem like we're over there in the land of Israel. Just talk about Israelites over there in America. And all the nations are going to come against the two threats. Go ahead.
and the women lavished.
Yeah, the women are going to be ravished. I mean, they're going to be getting raped up, whether on the roads or whether in their houses. Man. You see how these women be scantily clad, dressed and all that nowadays, man. Even in this cold ass zero minus below something degrees weather, they'll come out with high heels, mini skirts, their ass and titties showing. They have no shame, man.
And then he that I was there. I don't think he was there. When the sun comes out, man.
But when
all
the
you
sun
got,
comes out, it's over.
yeah, all you start seeing is camel toe. Man. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. Like
titties.
that's not even a joke
Yeah, no,
either.
titties
It's
and
like
camel
straight
toe, it's
camel
real
toe.
talk.
Bro. Like,
Even today it was hot today, like not hot, but it's summer's out.
yeah,
First day of so-called spring.
yeah,
Bitches are out here already showing their titties, man.
yeah, it's mad.
I
But
think it's summer already, man.
But that all that time is, and once again, Esau has he's giving you that false sense of security, man. But that's why they'll then go to places like Morocco. They'll be like, oh, I'm going on holiday. I'm going to Morocco, Marrakesh.
Yeah,
Go-
because you think the police are always going to be there
Exactly.
for your protection. But one day, the police are going to be too busy dealing with other shit to be protecting you.
But as I was saying, like when they go to these other lands where that shit ain't accepted,
Mm.
right? Then they oh my god, I didn't like it. They just
Reality.
kept looking at me, and it's like,
Yeah.
because that's the kind of spirit that the Lord is going to put back in the world in general, man.
Yeah, because they don't play that
They
shit.
don't play that.
In
Yeah,
other third world countries and don't really play that shit. They got the ancient morals
Exactly.
of women are supposed to be more moderate and modest apparel and shut up and be quiet. Even one bitch, she tried to go to Dubai.
Oh,
and she was a black woman, of course. Eve, she tried to go through the airport all scantily clad, and they basically told her to go back to your country, man. They told her you're not coming here, man. You're not dressing like a damn whore coming to Dubai. Take your ass back to America, man.
What does the scripture say? Little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, man. And that's why, Lord's I'll do a video on it this week. Right? That's why Esau has leveraged these celebrities to basically, and these different means of witchcraft to push this wine into this world. Because if you just got the one celebrity, right, immediately people think, oh, that's okay. Because even you think of like Becky didn't think about getting a big ass before Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, it's all the trend. And
All it was like a trend, man.
yeah, then she get the reduction. Now other bitches want to get reduction.
Exactly.
Or they just it's too much damage is done. And now they're just walking around with bare plastic in their ass and titties in their face.
Exactly.
You know, Botox and all that plastic and all that. But it's crazy.
But that's why certain of these nations, they're just straight up like, nah, we ain't even gonna be accepting that. Like that doesn't even come into that.
They don't accept that.
You keep that over there.
They don't accept that.
You know. Plus also them, with Saudi and Dubai, them man are hella racist, man. They were just being Arabic. I know Eve, she speaks Arabic, and she was like, when she was out there, everyone was just calling her a fucking prostitute. Man.
They're your bed wench, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they think.
They know what you are. They know what
Exactly.
you're disposed for. And that's what Esau's using you as a bed wench. But you think that you're not such a high level because he propped you up to be basically a top harlot of the West. Now to be a harlot in the West is a good thing. But in the ancient world, that was considered shameful and despicable and wicked. And if you find out your daughter was a harlot and you were supposed to be a Levite priest, she would get burnt to death, man, or stoned to death. If you found out your daughter was playing the harlot. But in this society, in the West especially, they promote harlots, man. The harlot can become the president of the fucking country if she wants to. Like Kamala, she nearly became president of the United States. And she's a known harlot, man. She worked her way through the elections, through the whole of the American politics.
Yeah.
She got set up by the small hat that she was basically giving blowjobs to and all that, man. She was basically a known harlot that worked her way through the political parties because she was opening her legs and being a slut. She nearly took over the whole fucking US of A, man. She had an actual opportunity to become president. So that just shows you, man, that America's they're on a low level, man, when it comes to morality and all
Yep. Oh, was he finished with Zechariah?
that. As Gazzonia said, and the women lavished, and half of the sick shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the sick.
So, you know, these women are going to be catching it these last days. Like I told you in Ezekiel 9 and 4, you know, kill old maid, young maids, women and children. So you women are going to be catching it from old to young, man. You're going to have them death angels out here, and he's going to be putting cold spirits on men to basically execute vengeance upon you, man. That's why the Lord said he has spirits created for vengeance. All them serial killers and all that come out and just start massacring women, you know, that's going to be in a major level in these last days, man. The cold spirits are coming back. Death angels. Yeah, he's done it.
Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
So yeah, even the kids are going to get dismantled, man. These little rugrats, these little demons out here, these deviants, they're going to get fucked up. And then the houses are going to be spoiled, meaning they're going to get robbed for their goods, their resources. And then the wives, if they catch your wife inside and she's looking good, or even if she's wearing pajamas or whatever, they're just going to tear through her, man.
The Lord is going to put a spirit on these people out here, man.
Some pure animals, man.
Yeah, because Prince, you get, look, speaking about a couple of weeks ago, man, you had that particular Edomite. It will be like it was like an old woman, man. After he killed her, he had sex with the body in it.
Yeah, the dead body.
It's just like, you know, just them spirits, man.
Yeah, no, it's a cold spirit. You have to do that.
You know, cold spirits and that. But that's what's in this world right now, man. As brothers were saying, all you're seeing on the Instagram, is you're seeing bare murders just pop up. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, with them serial killings and all that.
Yeah, man.
Murder's just like heightened right now.
Yeah.
They got more and more Netflix programs on murder and all that shit.
But who loves watching it?
Yeah.
Women love watching it.
Yeah,
murder mysteries and all of that.
Seductive, murderous type
You
shit.
know. How many films have they done about Dharma? And oh my god, he's kind of cute though.
Dahmer.
That's what they'll be
Freak,
saying.
man. Freak.
But it's almost as if that was like, whoa, that's what you're lusting for. Asking you show us.
Yeah, the brother could even tell you he's gone away at the moment. He'll come back, but even he could tell you because he used to do the deliveries, and he said certain times he'll go to certain houses, and the bitch will open the door half fucking naked, titties out, and all of that. It's wearing a robe or just got her titties out, wearing a bonnet.
Yeah.
You know, wearing barely anything, coming to the front door to pick up some fucking post and shit.
Yeah, but it just goes.
You know, that just shows you that in that time, men are just going to be rolling up, seeing half-naked women, and just be like, "What are you doing? Are you crazy?" Like,
That shows no survival instinct. So what do you mean you just go? Yeah, you just go rock up to the door half naked.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Bitches are dumb like that, but they actually do that. They actually come down and go come out in their pum pum shorts and slippers, or they just wear their little bonnet, titties all hanging out. You know, no clothes, barely clothes on. You know, and then man could just take you right there and there. The only reason why they're not doing it now is because, you know, law enforcement and so on and so forth. When there's straight up lawlessness and there's no law enforcement to protect you, no husband, because you want to be independent, you think you can protect yourself, what are you going to do when a gang of men or even one man roll up on you in your house and all that, or follows you back to your house, you know, sees you on road once somewhere and follows you all the way back to your house, hides out in the bush somewhere, and waits for it to get dark, and then all of a sudden breaks into your crib and takes you. What are you going to do? Who are you going to call? Especially in the time of the hour of martial law. Who are you going to call on? You're going to be fucked. If you keep screaming, he's just going to rape you and then kill you. Hide the body somewhere, man. Put your body in a suitcase or something. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a nasty time that's about to come on the world, man.
Cold, very cold.
Let me, if I can grab this. This is Daniel 12, from the top says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people,
Mhm.
and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Yeah, that means it's going to be so bad that the angels are going to have to come and intervene for the men of the Lord. Because if they don't, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, no one's going to be, no one's going to be safe. Basically, the elect are going to be getting fucked up if the angels don't intervene.
We need intervention. Like, yo, when you think about certain of the things that Esau has, man, we need intervention.
Definitely.
You know, because I remember one time, like, yeah, you know, a while back, a couple of years back, I was thinking about my friends Esau will have like sarin gas, right? Well, sarin is peak for you.
Illegal shit.
Yeah, it's peak for you. If you release that, it's peak.
Yeah.
So then it's sort of like, then we're gonna be like, well, how will we, you know, to be protected and to survive from that?
Mhm.
Only the Lord can protect you from that, man.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be enemy number one. I remember the apostles, apostle, I think, the car. They keep saying it's like, yo, man, it's as if like, you know, they're putting poisons in your air vents and stuff. So I would just be getting all kind of sick right now.
Water, the air,
Weed.
poison.
Yeah,
Congo every day get important.
yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly, but bioweapon. So if he's coming with a bioweapon, because it's not like, especially with gas. That's the thing about gas. It's not like a bullet where you can, you know, hide behind something. Nah, the gas is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? So if we ain't got that protection from the Lord, bro, it's peak, man.
It's an invisible killer.
The invisible killer, man. Like what, carbon monoxide and that. You know,
America's even worse because they're just poisoning you straight through the food system. All of that. So they're just straight up giving you poison to eat and drink every day. That's why cancers and all these different ailments are just off the roof. Like, you know, people just dropping dead of, you know, different cancerous, you know, ailments, man. Than never before, and younger as well.
Yeah,
Like the younger ages as well as older people.
Bro, it's crazy, man. It's like nowadays you got young people having old people diseases, man.
Yeah.
You know,
arthritis, younger ages and all that.
Yeah,
all kinds of ailments.
Yeah. Oh, because the scripture says the food will be defiled, man.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 4:13. The food that we're eating right now is defiled. They ain't got the nutrients in it.
Pure
poison. And then, you know, with all of the radiation from these different devices that we use on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, even your phone.
The phone and stuff like that.
That's why the Lord said He's going to have. That's why the only reason why we're still standing is the Lord.
Yeah.
It's the Lord's mercies, man. The men of the Lord, the elect, we're able to withstand all these different things. The Lord said, yeah, basically going to drink poison and live. And it's the way of the Lord because we got to do this work. So, you know, everyone else is going to be suffering on that level. Certain brothers, obviously, we don't suffer as well because we go through our different elements and all that. But that's a part of the purging of this from this world. That's why we have to go through. But ultimately, the Lord's not going to make a man suffer a disease where it's going to just drop dead, like a 2/3 eye. That's a different type of punishment.
That's it.
We got this work to do. That's why the Lord is maintaining us, you know, throughout the years.
Yeah. Yeah, and even that is just like a spectacle to not only just to, you know, the people that go past us at the camp, but like even the people that, you know, are in our day-to-day lives, are, you know, family or whoever. Let's say you got a woman and that, you know, seeing you be like just through, but it's just like, nah, it's a Saturday, I gotta go, right? Sees you going out that house, you know, you're gonna be like, Ross, he believes like that.
Dedication.
Yeah, maybe, you know, because let's be real, women, as we're going into, man, it's gonna take demeanor, lack of faith. It's gonna take a lot for them to stand firm in them days. So it's like those kind of experiences that you have with you, family. You know, in that when push comes to shove, they may be like, you know what, he was always out there for what he believed in.
Yeah,
there's something to that.
Show that dedication.
Show that dedication.
Right now, they can't see the power, the level of power that the Lord's endowed on us because it's so spiritual.
Exactly.
So that time's going to come when the Lord said in Psalms, in the day of that power, the people shall be willing in the day of that power.
Yeah.
So that includes the women too. Because when they see the Lord endow certain members spiritual power and put us on a higher level, then Jake's going to, you know, take the men of the Lord even more serious. And they're going to come in there, you know, they're going to come in their different floats, man.
you know what I was thinking of? I think is when Yahushua was speaking to Thomas, the Apostle Thomas. Yeah, and he said, "Blessed are," he was like, "Thomas, you
Just
believe
like
because
I
you
just
saw.
say, yeah, yeah.
Blessed are those who believe
I haven't seen.
haven't seen." You know what I'm saying? But as the bro was going into, you are gonna. Some people's lot is to first have to see, and then
Yeah,
then
Jake,
they'll
Jake,
believe.
Jake is like seeing is believing.
Exactly.
So when they start witnessing miracles and people getting, been raised from the dead, family members that are just dropped dead, and all of a sudden they've been brought back to life. Them same miracles that the apostles was doing, man, healing the sick and all that.
Exactly.
Might be, Jake out of that's lame, been lame all his life, like the Jake that was in the temple, beautiful, and then all of a sudden he jumps up,
Yeah.
starts doing backflips and all that. Man's been disabled all his life. People gonna be looking at you like, who the hell is this, man? What kind of power have you got? Where did they get that power from? And then, Jake's gonna come in and by the thousands as well, man. And they're gonna come inquiring into this truth. It's like then.
So Hebrew 3 and 12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living power, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitful of sin, for we are made partakers of a Mashiach if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
Yeah, so you gotta, hold fast. You gotta stay girded up, stay on point, man. Stay pushing this truth, man. Crown. Fight for your crown, as they say, man. Take your crown, man. Because at the end of the day, this is an honor to be part of this. But that's what Jake don't seem to understand. To be in this truth, to be awoken to the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, you should take it as a great honor.
Great.
Because it is the greatest honor, man. Even the Lord said he's going to crown those men that stood stiffly for the word. That's the greatest honor you can receive on this earth, to be crowned by the Lord himself. Yahweh Shai, come on, man. Savior of the nation of Israel. No, because he actually came and died for our sins.
Yeah.
So we got to return the favor, man.
Yeah.
So that's why we got to present ourselves as a living sacrifice. And
Reasonable services.
reasonable service. And then you got Jake. You got these YouTuberites and all that, socialites trying to seek fame, in the wrong places basically. But the Lord said in Hosea, we're going to receive fame in the land who was brought to shame, man. But with the men that are going to receive that fame are the true men of the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, starting from the apostles and elders of the great most of. And then they're going to receive power from on high, man. That's when they're going to receive the real fame around the world. People are going to know those men as, they're the true prophets of the Lord. Not these YouTuberites out here that are going on the different debates and, endless confrontations and with these damn Christians that are never going to believe or convert to this truth. It's this bullshit. It's this contention of words, strife. That's all that is, man. It's got nothing to do with pushing the word of the Lord and all that. It's just words of strife.
Which is what some preach Yahushai.
Contention.
Contention.
That's it.
Because that's
And money.
That's money. Money, yeah. Because it's just like, when I think about it, with that whole Adam 22, it's like my man did a chat with this guy. It's a lewd fella.
He's a faggot.
Yeah, bro.
His
Like,
wife committed adultery.
bro, he was
You're going on
downstairs,
this show.
blood.
Yeah.
Like what?
Probably filmed it as well, and you're
Yeah.
going on this show.
Yeah.
To do what? Who are you going to converse with them for?
Yeah.
He's a demon.
In fairness, I think that was Adam 22 did that after Sakari Satwa, but it's like he was a porn star before anyway.
Yeah, he's been known. Everyone knows about Adam 22.
Exactly.
If you go on his channel, you already know what he's about.
He's on. Like,
Why would you go on there? There's nothing but niggas that go on there anyway.
Exactly.
No edification. It's just niggas. Whack 100. All these bloods and crip niggas that go on in there just, to promote madness and lewdness of our people.
That's it.
Porn stars go on there. So why would you even go on there to talk about what? You can't promote the truth on a channel like that. People don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, it's like you hit the nail on the head. you hit the nail on the head. When someone is going on Instagram, they're just going to like booty pictures.
That's it, man. That's what you're gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's like, bro, no one's on there trying to just like. That's why the Apostle Straight said this is the avenue that we use.
Man. TikTok,
See?
all that
Yeah.
YouTube. I mean, the TikTok and Instagram. That's not for the truth, man. People go in there to,
Just
get
zone out.
find a mate, basically. Find
Find
a
the
partner.
main, zone out.
DM, whores and all that. That's
Yeah.
what that shit's for.
But that's why would you call what went big last year? What went big? The whole thing with Cat Williams and My Man, right? Why?
Yeah.
Because Jake just wants to hear, certain
Celebrity gossip.
celebrity gossip. Is what's going on? I know Diddy. Yeah, Cat said it first, and this that, and the other. But it's when it may have been something that was a little bit more edifying. Jake wasn't talking about that because they're there for entertainment. That's all Jake's. What we're gonna find, that's what a lot of Jake's has really been on, is to be entertained.
Yeah, a lot of them are cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And now Jake is getting into that thing as well, in this truth, because now they're making merchandise, they can make money. And now that's being Israelite, their main focus now is that, I can make money off the back of this now, because, I can start my own little congregation, make money off them, and then build it up like a following, a cult following. So that's what these guys are basically doing, the Sakaris. That's why they're going to constantly keep doing these debates and going on all these damn podcast shows that no one gives a shit about really, but because it's a worldly thing, and that's how you can get your name across the board, they're going to keep doing it because they want to get out there so they can keep making their money. But the time is coming when the YouTube and all these different things are going to be cut off. What are you going to do then? No elbow sleeps. The Lord said your riches ain't going to live you in that time. So who else going to be breaking loose, man?
How Shah said, my sheep hear my voice. The Lord is gonna lead his elect to the vids. You don't need to be on no bloody dodgy ass podcast.
Man, Lord said just hear the word. Go out there on the highways and edges. We got the online videos, just watch the videos and do the work, man. That's how you're supposed to get this word, man. It's like how brothers came into this truth. Saw the videos, the apostles, the elders, and we did the work, man. We did the studying, and then over time, we grew. That talks about the sincere milk that you grow thereby, and then you're able to swallow down the meat. You build yourself up in the scriptures to the point where you become a teacher. And then you're out here doing what you was once watching on the screen, man. Just being a prophet. That's what a true prophet is supposed to do. Not to mix and mingle yourself, entangle yourself with the affairs of this life, man. That's not a true prophet, Lord. You also the true soldier doesn't entangle himself with the affairs of this life. You're not going to try and mix the world with his truth. You can't do it, man. Many have tried and many have failed, man. You can't mix the truth in the world, man. It doesn't mix. Like mixing oil and water, it just doesn't mix. And then you got guys out here that's remixing the scriptures, the IUIC mainly. Keep remixing the scriptures and now they're promoting all these different, doctrines of hell and all of that. Someone gets 2 Timothy 4. And then the Lord ain't dealing with all these fables, man. These Jewish fables. The doctrines of men.
This is 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Yahushua with Belial?
Yeah, so why would you, if you're supposed to be a righteous man, why would you go on the No Jumper podcast when you know who they promote is wickedness and basically lewdness over there? You're going to go over there to do what? You're unequally yoked. You also two can't work together unless they agree. We ain't supposed to be around these people of the world like that anyway, because they're against this truth, they're against the Lord, man.
So seek men that be like unto yourselves.
Bring forth meat. Fruit.
Meat for repentance.
Yeah, meat for repentance, man. That's what John the Baptist said. Those niggas ain't trying to hear this truth. Whack 100 ain't trying to convert to being an Israelite. He's going to remain a nigga until he's the last dying day. He's going to be blood in, blood out. Pyru, whatever you want to call it. Guys ain't concerned about being in this truth. So what's the point of conversing with them niggas, man? Yeah. That's some worldly shit. That's just to show that you got some celebrity celebrity friends and
Yeah,
that's BS.
because it's off, but is in this world having like lots of women at this during doing with lots of women at the same time. In this world, it's seen like, oh, you had a threesome out of four, whatever. So in the eyes of this world, that Adam 22 character, he's living his best life. Do you really think you can convert that man to stop doing all of that shit? So why are you chatting with him?
The pure demon.
You know what I'm saying? It's like why are you sitting down chatting with a guy like that? It's like he ain't gonna change his mind. He's living his best life.
They all go in there. Sakari went on there. Cesaria went on there. You know, they going. That just shows you they're going over there for fame and fortune. That's what they do. That's what their whole thing in this truth is. The fame and fortune. They ain't trying to, promote this truth really. Go ahead.
Second Timothy 4 and 7:1.
Yeah.
I charge thee therefore before Mosiah and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and in his kingdom.
Yeah, the Lord's coming back, man. The reward is with him, and he's going to return swiftly, speedily, man. So it ain't going to be too much longer before the Lord actually comes back into this realm.
Yep.
It ain't going to be too much longer, man. You guys trying to put off the day of the Lord. The Lord said he's going to come as a thief for the night. So that's why we're supposed to be constantly watching. You never know, man. All of a sudden, things, so much shit can happen within 24 hours, man.
Once again, it's like when we're speaking on Trump, man. Like it's like right, that man's not even been in 2 months, and he's just been doing the most.
Nick, chaos is there.
Chaos is ensued.
Yeah.
So it's like imagine like if he's already got rifts with the EU, like in under a month, under 2 months. Like what more? So let's say he actually served out his full test. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, who knows what can happen from 6 months from now?
Exactly.
It'll be a whole different type of America.
Exactly.
Like all hell can literally break loose this year, man.
Yeah. Because once again, what we were speaking on earlier on, right? What happens if Trump is like, wait there? So you lot are trying to like side us out. You're trying to side America out of NATO and do your own thing. He might just be not saying he is, but he's just like just wondering. So he might just be like, "Oh, fuck you guys."
Yeah, literally. Yeah, a lot of words kind of turns into physical, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing. If you're a true man of the Lord, that's what the Lord requires of us, to go here in highways and hedges and, constantly push this word in season and out of season. Whether it's hot or cold, and, constantly endure. And keep prophesying, man, and be true defenders of the gospel, man. Whether you have to rebuke or exhort, you certain brothers and all that, we are doing the bidding of the Lord in righteousness and honesty and truth. You have to keep doing it, man. No matter what people think about you, how people feel. If you try to get on Great Millstone, because they say we, keep, camp banging and all that. No, we're just reproving and rebuking and exhorting through the Spirit, man. Because we're true defenders of the gospel. If you're going up, we're going to let your ass know, just like how you guys see, they keep going up pushing this hell doctrine, and we got to put that shit out. It's like a fire that just started. We got to put that shit out before it in flames, man. Because you guys keep trying to add gas to the flame and pushing that mad doctrine about hell and all that, burning in some underground fucking lake of fire which doesn't exist, man.
Yeah, I'm laughing. It's like when you visualize it. I don't know if you ever like started at like a fire or something by accident, and then like everyone, that's all the brothers in gym. No, I said,
yeah, the more oxygen it gets, the bigger the shit, it overflows.
A little leaven once again, leaven the whole lot.
That's what IUIC is pushing, leaven, man. They're making people actually believe in that Roman Catholicism BS of hell existing, man. Hell does not exist. That's some BS doctrine, man. That's some Greek fables. That's a myth. We're going to get into it.
And doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
The time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. What sound doctrine? What we're teaching. The MOT to the being RFID here. Who the Israelites are, the true names of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Most High and Christ blessed, and various other topics, man. The true doctrine, the Israelite foreigners, who the Gentiles really are. Cornelius being the Israelite, all these But that's the sound doctrine. But these other guys, they're speaking perverseness, man. They're adding, taking away from the gospel. You got camps talking about the word of Paul ain't the gospel of the Lord. You know, he wasn't a man of the Lord, he wasn't in the spirit. When the Lord said he spoke to him one-on-one, he actually conversed and talked to him one-on-one. You're saying that the word of Paul is not the word of the Lord.
That's good.
That doesn't make no fucking sense.
Not the apostles and like that, the disciples of the Lord, run them and all of that. Like they would have shunned him if he was coming with another doctrine.
And before he met them, he was already pushing the word for a few years. And then he met Peter and them. So you guys are bugged out talking about the word of Paul. And that means you have to get rid of half, if not the whole of the New Testament. Half of the New Testament has been written by Paul. All them epistles and all them the letters, man. How are you going to say that that's not the word of the Lord? The Lord said he resided in the volume of the book. All scripture. It says all scripture.
But we're gonna listen to Al-Azhar.
That's a man trying to
Look
get
at that clown, because he wants to wear a hat and have them Jericho in the Jericho juice in his hair. Man. Supposed to listen to that clown that talks about we're going to be here for 1,000 years.
That's the
Who would you rather follow, man? Definitely want to follow that guy.
Bro, even people in the world will be like, nah. I mean, once again, they know that there is a new order coming. Even this is people in the world.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, it's going to be China, or it's going to be this other nation, or it's going to be the BRICS, or whatever, what have you. But they're not. But like, they're not thinking America's just going to continue on forever. That's the spirit of Esau, man.
Even Esau's pushing that, like, you know, it's all coming to an end
Yeah.
eventually. So what's this
What
guy's
is he
problem, man?
talking about, man?
What was he talking about another 1,000 years?
Yeah, that's what song. That's what says like Esau.
He's the one who say that after in the kingdom, someone of the year, Elisha gonna come back.
Oh no, that was
that was,
IUIC.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, mad doctrines. Just spewing out madness, man. Nate comes out with these different mad doctrines, man, out of nowhere that he never used to teach back in the day. All of a sudden, he's making it like it's concrete. So that's part of the truth. Those things are lies, man. He's just making the shit up as he goes along. Zakari, they got their own, you know, faults and, you know, kind of madness that they're teaching as well. That's not right, according to the scripture. ICPK too, but for the most part, ICPK say what we're saying, but there's other percentages that, you know, that are MOT to the beat. That's the main thing most of these camps don't agree with, except for Sakari. But even Genesis, man, them guys are just offshoots of Sakari anyway. So everything that Sakari was teaching, Al-Azhar was teaching, they still teach the same thing. They still teach about the Apostle Paul was a man of the Lord and so on and so forth. They're going off. That's why they get confounded when they have the things. They're confounded by a damn Christian that's not even in the truth. It goes on to say, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And that's exactly what's happening. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. Yeah. So they're turning their ears from the truth and they turn onto fables. And when you look at that word fable, it's the Greek word mythos, man. Which that's where you get myth from. What's the myths that hell exists? That's a Greek fable. That's a Greek myth, man. It doesn't exist. That's something that came out of the theologian, the Greek society, man, the sages and all of that. That shit was made up. That was never been a concept in the Bible, man. That actually exists. You know, that's a fable. It's a myth. But these guys actually believe in it, and that just shows you that, you got IUIC. The majority of their followers are a bunch of zombies, man. They just believe anything their leader says, even if he's totally going off. They don't check nothing. They just believe anything he says, man. They don't research. They don't study. They don't break that. They don't look into words.
Yeah.
They're just totally in a zombified state.
And you know, I was thinking about there was a video Apostle did a couple of weeks ago, and it was the woman Eve. It was like her husband, her ex used to be IUIC, right? And then like when I was listening to her talk, I was like, bro, like this guy basically weren't really even on any particular level, because certain of the retorts that she was kind of having, right, were like easy, they were easy like breakdowns.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, but I've got like some good white friends, whatever. You be like, well, but, okay, well, some of them are Edomites, some of them are Jakes. The ones that are Edomites, they're gonna be in captivity. The ones that you're cool with, so called, if you're actually genuinely cool with them, then there's a chance that they're a Jake. Now that emotion is now very completely different,
Mm.
because you've explained what it actually is, and we can't even see that when people come up to the camp or whatever, and there's like, oh, but I'm such and such. Well, this is what the actual truth of the matter is, okay? But it's just like this kind of shows that man really ain't on no particular level, man. Which is, I just get confounded, man.
You guys are a bunch of false prophets, man. So Second Peter is the second chapter, the heading says the rise of false prophets.
Yeah.
You guys are basically false prophets, man. Yeah. A whole bunch of you. Like apostles always say, there's more false prophets than righteous prophets out here right now. These guys are just pushing madness, man. And they've got a huge followings and people that just believe. That's part of that deception. And mainly because these guys, these leaders, they're basically stumbling blocks, man, for the 2/3. Because the Lord doesn't want Israel to get this truth. So he set certain men up, even within Israel, to be camp leaders, and they're just pushing their mad doctrines. But that's because they're supposed to be stumbling blocks into the 2/3, so they don't get this truth. They don't receive the love of this truth and be healed and be converted, man. Because it tells you that in Isaiah, man, if you receive the love of this truth, you're going to be converted, you're going to be healed. So then the Lord's going to have to deliver you, But the Lord's coming to deliver Israel on this side, not this time. He's only concerned with the elect. It's the last few precepts.
I'm going to finish here.
Go ahead.
Say, 2 Timothy 4:5. Yeah. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
Yeah, how do you make full proof of the ministry? By keeping your hands on the plow. He's also the first thing there to watch. That's how you make full ministry of this, full proof of the ministry. You're supposed to be a watchman, man. You're supposed to filter things that's going on in the world through the scriptures, and edifying the elect, ministering unto the elect, man. What's going on? Yeah. Be a constant watchman. That's what being a true prophet of the Lord is all about. Not about trying to make, seeking your own vainglory and, trying to, serve your own belly. Your God is your own belly and all that. Trying to make money, merchandise to this truth. That's not what the true prophet job of a prophet is. Yeah. You're supposed to just prophesy what the Lord talks about prophesy.
Yeah, because what did Yahushua say to 12?
Yeah, Matthew 10. The Great Commission is all Matthew 28, 19. Go out there and preach the gospel to convert Israel, basically. Sure. Preaching the Holy Spirit.
2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season.
Yep.
Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Yeah, we read that earlier. We read it again, because that's the spirit of the Lord. That's the true spirit of what we're supposed to be out here doing. Nothing else. Anything extra than that is basically your own wrongdoing. It's all vanity, basically. If you've got any other type of reason why you're supposed to be doing this work, it's for your own wicked purposes, man. You're never said to do none of that. You're never said to go out there in the thousands, marching in parades and throughout the street, shouting like a damn mad man.
Shit.
Yeah, some Black Panther type militia shit. The Lord never said do that. The Lord never said to mingle with the world, start record labels and all this shit, promoting all madness and all that.
Because once again, in Esau's world, man, to start actually getting up with those different ventures, you start having to compromise yourself.
Yeah.
They start being like, wait, what did you say you believe? Okay, good, no. You going on podcasts, they're gonna be like, look, man, we can't talk about certain topics
You
Because-
can't talk about faggots and all that.
Yeah.
Say you can't talk about trannies, homosexuality. That means you're in league with the devil.
That's it. You
We're
know?
supposed to be against the system. They're not with it.
Yeah. Which is why you gave that hella PC ass answer, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be here for another 1,000 years.
And as I said earlier, man, anytime these guys go on them shows, they don't promote Yahweh Bashem.
Mhm.
They promote God and Christ. Keep saying the name Jesus, man. And that's madness. You're not supposed to be letting that shit come out your mouth.
They putting off the evil day.
We're speaking about another Messiah.
It-
That's not the name of the Lord.
that's it. It's like the image that people have when they hear Jesus is very different than the image people have when they hear Yahweh Shai. Now, Jesus, that's just some nasty ass white meat
That's it. Off me.
off meat. That's pork, man.
Basically reinforcing plantation Christianity.
Exactly.
The Lord's a so-called white. That's what you're doing when you keep pushing that name. Jesus this and Jesus that. That's not the Lord's name. But if you're so supposed to be so bold in the spirit, why do you say the true name of the Lord? Because most of you guys are compromised. So you're paid off not to push that name. You know? You want to fit in, so to speak. So you seek,
You're of the
your
world.
ways.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
trim
trim
your
your
ways
ways.
to
Yeah,
seek
seek
love.
love. Yeah.
You know? That shit's gonna come to bite you guys in the house.
Mhm.
He's all gonna use all this evidence that you guys keep promoting on these podcasts against you anyway.
So,
All this shit that you keep doing, saying on these different podcasts, with the marching videos, you're just piling up Esau's evidence to come up against the Israelites anyway. That's what you're doing. You're adding fuel to the fire. You don't even
Sure.
know it. Jeremiah 23 and 7 from the top. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says the Lord. Therefore, thus says the Lord, power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, says the Yahweh. Yes, the wickedness of our these leaders out here, the Lord said, woe unto you, man. So if you don't repent, the Lord will destroy you and your congregation, man. Especially when the mark of the beast comes out. A lot of Jake's gonna end up taking that. And if you do take that, you basically march yourself to the leash by the Lord. So we're coming into that time, man. It's ain't no time to keep messing around with the word of the Lord. The Lord's gonna start opening that door of judgment more and more. As we grow closer to the day of the Lord's return. So, brothers need to gird up, stay girded up, and stay faithful, man. Watching the truth.
He told us to come out here and warn his sheep, and if not, the blood will be on our heads. So ultimately, we have a responsibility to the Lord to make sure that our people have been warned, and if they choose to rebel, then it's on them, man.
Yeah, there's no cloak for no one's sins, and that's why we're out here, because the Lord's, no one to terror the Lord this way, man.
Right.
We don't want to get caught up in that second judgment, second death. So, with that, anyway, we're going to close up our brothers. I'll see brothers again next week. Give all praises to glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Makar Kadash.
double honors to your apostles and elders.